your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, July 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the ESPYs that occurred last night. We may also talk a little bit New Orleans Saints and some Paul Skeens news. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in. Welcome back to OTB. Another day. It is Friday. Let's go, guys. The weekend is here. We made it. Hell yeah.
I'll clap to that.
Made it to the weekend. Very excited. We got SEC Media Days right around the corner. We head to Dallas soon, bringing you all the coverage. LSU's going to be kicking it off next week, kicking off all of the festivities. The ESPYs were last night. A lot of Louisiana flair at the ESPYs, whether it was Steve Gleason's incredible speech, Livy Dunn and Flage on the red carpet, Flage rapping, absolutely killed it last night. Even Nick Saban's speech, which featured a funny anecdote from the 2003 national championship run. It was cool representation as Jane Daniels took home a big award. Collegiate Male Athlete of the Year. Haley Bryant was nominated, didn't end up winning, but nominated for a couple of major awards. Again, like I said, just a cool night for a lot of your favorite athletes to see them on that national of a stage. Paul Skeens dominating yesterday, continues to blow everybody away. The best pitcher in the MLB. Right now, a lot of people are saying. But we'll get into all of this and more at Champagne Hands, and very excited for this. Talked a lot of Joe Sloan lately here on the program. And, talking about how, look, when you see Bryce Underwood quotes, you see any of the quotes from these, like, number one quarterbacks that are considering LSU, Sloan's name is constantly being mentioned in the relationship they're in and how he developed Jane Daniels. We talk about like the opportunity for, if Garrett Nussmeier really has a good year, well, then his opportunity to be painted as that next kind of quarterback whisperer is right there. Well, we'll talk to Coach Sloan coming up at 9 a.m. So that's going to be very fun, following up on our Blake Baker conversation from the other day. Jake, what's up, man? How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It is finally the weekend this week. Took a longer path than some to get there, but we are there now. Excited to talk with Joe as well. A lot to get into there. It's here. Like, next time that you hear from us, we'll be at Media Days. Yep.
Excited for it. Gonna be we'll get into kind of Media Days and what we're maybe watching for and most looking forward to. Maybe we should rank all the SEC teams today too. Do a little dark horse. Who we think? Peter Burns. We had him on Snaps yesterday for a few minutes. He had a very interesting kind of dark horse, not in terms of like winning the SEC, but in terms of maybe making a little more noise and giving credit to. He's kind of feeling himself a little Jeff Levy in Mississippi State, which, I mean, again, not from a wins perspective, but just from like a F it, we're just going to throw the ball and maybe we catch somebody on the chin.
Yeah.
Like, I can kind of see it, dude.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Much more than I can see Zach Arnett doing it.
Yes. Yes. Oh, God, what a joke.
Yeah, sorry.
Alondra, what's up, bro?
Not much. I feel good too. I know I just got back, but I'm ready for the weekend as well.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
been
great.
a long
You just
week.
got back yesterday. It's excellent.
No, it wasn't yesterday. It was Wednesday.
Working with Taylor will do that. So
It
I
will.
understand. In all seriousness, continuing to work both OTB and AFR.
As soon as I got back.
We'll do that. I don't know how y'all have. I don't know how y'all keep getting put on these double shifts, but y'all are doing great work. I'm proud of both of you. Well, I'm proud of one of you, Taylor. How are you doing today?
It was you.
Well, I was going to say I was ready for the weekend after a long week, but peer pressure, I can't do that
you
now.
can't.
You,
No,
you chastised Alondra for it. I don't want the same treatment. I'm doing good. It's
You're
been a
gonna get
super
chastised
easy
anyway.
week, T-Bob.
Oh,
I
hell
don't
yeah,
you know what?
dude.
I don't even think I deserve a weekend, but I'm going to get one nonetheless.
You deserve one because you now know who Pete Sampras is.
Let's give a round of applause to Taylor
go, dude.
for
I did.
learning who Pete
I learned that.
Sampras is.
I technically learned it Wednesday because I was on the video board for Matt Wednesday.
It is funny though because Pete Sampras was massive when I was growing up, right? Like that was like the Nadal, Federer, whatever you want to say of our time was him and Agassi, but he was the better one. He had the record, right? I'm not the biggest tennis guy, but before Federer, Nadal, and now I think Djokovic has the record. But before those three, he had
I believe so, yeah.
the most Grand Slams of all time. He was the man. But and me and Jake were talking before the show. It's like, well, why doesn't he stand out in the same way that like an Andre Agassi does? And Jake's right. He's just not as cool.
Like Andre Agassi had like the hair, the headband. He had his own shoe. He was Nike.
Dangle cross earring.
Oh, dangle cross earring. What a long
and
way.
even Andre Agassi did the ultra rare, had that beautiful long like mullety hair, and then went completely bald.
Yeah.
And made that work as well.
Yeah.
I mean, two polar opposite
Married Steffi
hairstyles.
Graf. Right?
Yeah, and Brooke Shields.
Oh,
Wow.
I mean,
Jeez.
Andre, settle down, bud.
And then Pete Sampras, to my memory, just looked like just the most generically normal curly haired white dude that you could possibly imagine. But a beast.
Great eyebrows.
Absolute dog on the court though.
Oh,
I haven't thought
yeah.
about when you asked me if I knew who Pete Sampras was. I had not thought about Pete Sampras in probably 15 years.
I was telling Alondra and Jake before the show, like my parents called me and made fun of me after AFR yesterday because I
What?
didn't know. Like my dad was like, "Hey, that was a funny bit," and I was like, "Yo, Dad, that wasn't a bit. I was being dead serious." He goes, "Oh, I thought you were joking." And then my mom's in the background and
Oh.
she's like, "Even I know who Pete Sampras is." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like this is
Hey.
an all
Well,
day
they
thing."
kind of have an
apparently.
advantage on you. I mean, Pete Sampras wasn't exactly like your
I
time.
explained to Matt,
Yeah.
like McEnroe, Steffi Starr, Ivan Mendel, like Jimmy Connors, all these
I
guys
know
I've heard of,
who
just
Ivan
not Pete
Mendel is.
Sampras.
Hey, we've got to give Pete some credit, though. You know who he married?
Who?
That Veronica Vaughn.
No,
Yeah,
what?
Billy Madison.
Wow.
Yes. Bridget Wilson.
He was the friend that Chris Farley was talking about.
Maybe so. I know a guy.
Yeah, that was Pete.
That's Pete Sampras.
Classic Pete, dude.
Wow. Veronica Vaughn. Well done, Pete.
So it's funny though. I get to the office this morning. We had a shout out my friends Scotty and Lauren. They won a like one of those excellent dinners at like at an auction for a school where like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know they come out of the house just wine pairings all that. So we stayed up very late. You know, we got pretty deep in our cups.
You?
Yeah, I know.
You stayed up late?
Yeah, I know.
Drinking?
Unheard of.
Woke up
Man,
early.
crazy.
Forced my ass into burn class at Evolve. So I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm a little like sideways or I'm just a little like coming in. I'm a little tired. I'm like, okay, come on, lock in, dude. We got a show to do. Don't really want anything to talk to me. And Taylor just immediately starts taking on the ESPYs to me. Just immediately
said one thing.
starts
I
telling me
said
how
one
he watches
thing
the
about the
ESPYs.
ESPYs.
He watches the ESPYs every year. And that this was the worst one
It was.
that he's
Wasn't
seen
good.
in a while. Now, which way? Because I only caught the highlights, right? Like I didn't care to sit down and watch it, but I mean, I watched Saban's speech. It was awesome. We'll play it in full later in the show. I watched Steve Gleason's speech. That was awesome. I want to play that in full later in the show. Like I said, the Flage rap was cool. I did watch Serena's opening monologue after you talked to me, and I just feel for her, dude. You know, you're not a comedian. Opening monologue award shows can go so wrong for people who are lifelong trained comedians. Who was John Coe? Wasn't that the guy that we were making fun
Coy.
of? Joe
Joe Coy,
Coy.
yeah.
Joe Coy.
Hey, he wrote the
John
funny
Coe, I
jokes.
don't know. I mean, it's kind of similar. Yeah, the Joe Coy thing was the absolute worst. So, I mean, look, you know, the jokes were pretty obvious. It was okay. It was
I'm
okay.
gonna have to watch.
Well, the issue I had, like, look, if you're not funny, that's fine. Don't try to be, because, like, Serena's an icon. Everybody in that room knows Serena Williams.
Yeah.
They love Serena Williams. Like you said, she's not a comedian. She did, like, this. Jamie Foxx, like, did some sultry song to her, like, back in the day about tennis balls. She, like, redid it last night.
Oh, I didn't see this part.
But she did, like, 2 or 3 versions throughout the night. Like, she kept going back to it, and it didn't land, like, any time. It just, I just didn't think it was great. Actually, Venus came out with her, and I thought Venus was better.
Jesus.
She was.
What a
She was funny. She made a joke. I chuckled at it. I was like, Venus was better.
I think we're all just appreciating the depth at which your brain constantly takes. That it's like you've been so infected by being raised in the age of Stephen A. and Skip that you watch. You're like, I mean, guys, let's just call it, okay? Venus was better last night. You know, I'm not it's not getting the tennis career, but when it came to hosting, Venus just had she had the it factor. Not sure if Serena does.
She did.
Okay, well, I need to see this now. I need to see the Venus bit so we can.
She's
so
only
we
up there
can
for like
judge if
she's
we
only up there for
agree.
like 5 minutes. I'll find it though.
So overall though, what was the best moment of the ESPYs?
I hate to say it, but it's Nick Saban easily.
Yeah,
I mean,
See,
he stole the show.
here's my problem. You can say that. It's
Yeah,
okay.
now we can.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
that
he
man
gave-
brought LSU into like real championship football. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. And he has a very interesting anecdote about that from talking to Jesse Jackson during that 2003 national championship run.
And that's the only team he mentioned in his speech was LSU. I mean, you know.
Well, he did mention Alabama a couple
he
times,
had
but not
Ingram
specific
and
teams.
Bryce Young intro him too, but
That was the other funny thing is watching the amount of respect and admiration and emotion twinkling in Ingram and Bryce Young's
I thought Ingram
eyes.
was going to cry.
Yeah. Like they were rapt as coach was talking. But he was great. For me, it's between him and Gleason. Again, the Gleason speech I think is something that really transcends sports. It's a rumination on humanity and our like kind of interconnectedness in this age and coming together to overcome and persevere. It's fantastic. We'll play for it all on today's show. What was the worst part of last night's ESPYs? The song she kept trying to do?
Yeah, as far as like people accepting awards or whatever, I thought it was fine. I didn't like that Lamar Jackson won for best play, but that was fine. I mean,
who was he up against?
Well, Oklahoma softball's walk-off grand slam to win the national championship, which I don't know how that doesn't automatically win. His play was...
I mean, they've won like,
No, I get it, but like his play that won, the ball got deflected at the line of scrimmage. He caught his own pass and ran for like 10 yards. Like that was play of the year.
It wasn't even a touchdown?
No, and I was like, it was a bad pass. They got batted down, and he caught it and ran for like 10 yards.
Oh, that is actually...
Yeah, I was like, but other than that...
Again, Taylor's takes are sharp.
Other than that, though, it was fine.
Taylor's sharp takes. Sharp takes? Sharp takes?
Sharp angle?
Sharp angle? Have you ever workshopped any of this stuff?
Yeah, just now.
I mean, these are actually like legitimately good ideas. All right. His last name's Sharp, guys. In case you're not picking up what we're putting down there. All right. When we get back here on OTB, let's talk. So we can get a little more SBs. What you thought about last night? I still want to get. We got some Tyrann Matthew Saints talk on here. Actually, maybe we want to talk about Paul Skeens next. Let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that. Let's talk about Paul Skeens when we get back because again, not only should he absolutely start the NL All-Star for the NL All-Star team, but he's not only been the best pitcher since entering the major leagues, he is looking like he's like maybe like the best in like 100 years. It's insane what Skeens is doing right now. We'll break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
TrashRangersLLC.com. Your business, you need front-load dumpsters. You need them fixed placement front-load dumpsters that need to be picked up maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 times a week. Here at Trash Rangers, we understand that everybody's business needs are unique. And we're flexible, and we work around your schedule because we're local, okay? And we give a damn about the community. We give a damn about our customers because we know them. We're your neighbors. That's why we're reliable. That's why we're efficient. That's why, like, okay, if you live in Livingston or Sinton, you're doing your residential trash pickup, they send you texts the night before to remind you that they're coming, and they never miss. So what are you waiting for? Go to trashsignup.com today. Make the switch. TrashChangersLLC.com as well.
Yeah, when you go there, remember also, if you're looking for a roll-off dumpster for your major project, maybe you have a big one at your business, or maybe you have a smaller one at your home, 3 different size roll-off dumpsters they offer over at Trash Rangers. Sign up for that today, TrashRangersLLC.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Finally, the Riot Radio Hours return. Terry O's in studio. We'll send you into the weekend with a little fun. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And if I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us, not a single one of us, not even me, should ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Hey! He will make your hometown not like you. The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him. Sight's taken.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
And
What did I just miss? I was really engrossed in a Paul Skeens article, and then I just heard Taylor.
You missed the thing you called for.
Yeah.
Serena Williams coming in.
So what do you think? Do you agree with Taylor's take?
I wasn't listening.
He didn't hear it either. Alondra heard it.
Okay, so this is kind of just a complete disaster of an opening of a segment.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
All right. YouTube.com/104.5 ESPN. Hit the like.
The joke
button, guys.
wasn't
The
fun.
joke sucked, yeah.
Again, though, it's tough because Serena's not writing those jokes.
Exactly.
She's not a comedian,
Look.
and it's not like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already pot committed. You just have to go forward. So I always feel for people in those positions. I maybe feel a bit less, again, if you are a professional comedian, because, like, then you probably are writing some of the jokes, and it's your job. But Serena, she's in a tough spot here.
Do you want to hear it?
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
heard it before.
Well, she was like, the diss was like, he's going to make your hometown hate you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Again, she didn't write it, so whatever, but it could have been better for sure.
I get why you go down the Kendrick Lamar beef route, because
they'll make
it's
the
been
joke
something
better.
that has played very well for anybody who's used it over the last couple of months. So it's a bit of like low hanging fruit. Let's get some easy laughs, get the crowd kind of behind us. But that's a room almost specifically where it's like, because of also like Drake's like relationships with like sports teams, that like maybe there's still some, I don't know. Just low hanging fruit that didn't maybe quite work. All right. Let's talk about Paul Skeens. So yesterday, Paul Skeens' final start before the All-Star break, 7 hitless innings on 99 pitches, 11 Ks, just an unbelievable performance. Let's start with, before we look at like what he's done this whole first half of the season, how it ranks historically. Jake, should he have been left in the game yesterday?
Oh man, baseball Twitter it's a special place.
You're freaking out.
It's a special place. I personally think that he was 99 pitches. He just had a 6-pitch inning. He's a damn thoroughbred.
Yeah.
Leave him in the game. See what he does. He's dominating them. One of the better offenses in MLB. He's dominating them. Your bullpen's not very good. It's shaky. It's got some live arms,
gave up
but it's
2
shaky.
hits after he left.
And it led to a discussion. And again, like baseball guys on Twitter, man, their analytics and they start throwing numbers at you. And look, they're good people. Musso and Hunt are baseball Twitter people, right? They're, oh my God, you can't do that. Can't do it. And my only thing really was, in no other professional sport do we slow play top prospects like we do in baseball.
Yeah.
And I know Tommy John, everybody wants to talk about Tommy John. I understand that portion of it, but think about it. Like, I know when I got drafted, my first NFL block was against Zach Thomas. There was no, hey, you're not slow playing this, right? My first game, I think in the regular season, Julius Peppers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't slow play into it. NBA, you're a star. I draft you 1 overall. You're in that first game. And you're playing all 82 games, unless you're Greg Oden.
Yeah, I understand that, but but it is different, right? I mean, it is different with a pitcher because of like what we know about potential injuries and trying to manage workloads and whatnot.
Again, I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying there's no other sport that you slow play a prospect. Like that 100 pitch marker is such a magic number in the front office's minds.
Yeah.
Of can't do that, can't go over that. And there's just, like, look at C.J. Stroud this year in the NFL. It wasn't a slow playing C.J. Stroud.
No.
And so it's just interesting. And sure, the arm and the shoulder, and you're putting a lot of stress on those parts. Our offensive linemen not putting a ton of stress on their hands and wrists. Linebackers and running backs, their necks and shoulders. Like, there's comps that you can throw into it, but baseball has kind of really dug their heels on that 100 pitch, and we can't go over that. And even if a guy like Paul Skeens, and we saw, well, I don't know if y'all watched it, like during just being here today, they've shown his warm-up routine about 3 times on ESPN. I mean, it's a unique warm-up routine, and he is built, well, as the kids say, built diff.
Yeah, I mean, he used to go. I mean, he got to 120 a few times at LSU, didn't he?
Yeah, like his last
championship
3 starts for LSU, I believe. He got over or close to that.
When you hear the guys, I heard a couple people national yesterday, like national radio, and they were like, Paul Skeens has never done this in college. He's never gone this far. I'm like, you guys have never watched Paul Skeens. I mean, he went 110 pitches pretty much regularly here.
I think it's complicated because I do agree with you, Jake. The 100 pitch thing, like, there's not. I don't, at least to my knowledge, I don't know that there's any great like medical data that says like, oh, you go over 100 and it's just like the risks get insane, right? I don't know if it's just because it's a round number. I mean, definitely over the years, I think we do kind of agree that like you can naturally see that that's when a pitcher maybe starts to labor a bit more or maybe starts to tire a bit, even though Skeens, I mean, just doesn't ever appear to get tired. Like you said, he's a complete workhorse. I guess the difference maybe between somebody like an O-lineman or something is that there's just, I mean, for not just the Pirates, but for Major League Baseball, because that's why like Jeff Passan's out here like saying, hey, Paul Skeens has to start the NL All-Star Game. He is made for TV. Like, you want eyeballs? Like, that's the point of the All-Star Game, right? It's a fun exhibition, get people to watch. You want to bring people back to the sport? Nothing does that like a transcendent phenomenon, and that's what they have now in Paul Skeens. And it's a situation where it's like, again, I would have loved it if they had left him in and he could have gone and got the no-hitter. But I do kind of understand the fear of like, no one wants to be no one wants to feel responsible if something would happen.
I get that,
and it wouldn't even be their responsibility really. Like, it would just be bad luck. It'd be sports, it'd be whatever. But they're just, it's like,
but it's like we had this one thing. It's like you can't do it, and they're acting like everyone is the same.
That's fair.
And like Nook brings up Steven Strasburg in the chat. Like, they tried to do that with Steven Strasburg. They tried to slow play him. It just didn't work out. His body failed him. Not everybody is going to be built the same, but they use the same model for everyone. Again, like,
good point.
I'm really just pointing out how unique it is in baseball. Like, no other sport does, prospects and kind of brings them along slowly. Certainly pitchers, like baseball does. And, it hasn't always been that way. I mean, Nolan Ryan and guys like that, like in that era, like, no, if Nolan Ryan would have had a no-hitter, I mean, he's staying in the game.
So that's what I always wonder about, because a lot of times we say that pitchers' arms are dying because they're doing travel ball too early and they're throwing too much, right? But then also, Nolan Ryan and them cats, I guess, like high school, college, growing up, like their coach used to throw them 150.
Yeah.
Easy, all the time. No worries. Probably in high school, he was forced to just like start every game. I don't know. It's like, sorry, you're throwing again.
Yeah. Coach, I threw yesterday. Yes.
So it's like, I guess, what is the truth of it? Do you have more like callous?
Right.
Can you build up there? Or maybe it's what you say. Maybe there is no actual truth. I mean, maybe you can find some themes that work for most, but at the end of the day, some guys are just going to be built different. It's like Randy Johnson. Yeah. I don't really like Randy Johnson, for whatever reason, his body, his elbow, it could just handle that insane torque that he used to put on.
Even older. In his career.
Yeah, it's like he never lost it. And I don't think of like, and even then, I don't think of I think of Paul Skeens being able to handle it the same way. It never looks to me like he is straining his body in the same way. Everything looks so fluid and graceful, and the physics of it all builds up to that whip crack of a release point.
I don't.
I think you make a very good point with like the different body things, but it's just but
we use an umbrella policy on everybody. And again, baseball Twitter tells me how wrong I am, and that's fine. I'm just saying it is unique to baseball, and I think even in the NFL, I didn't love two-a-days. In fact, I didn't like them at all. Nobody really loves two-a-days. You knew what it was. It was to get you ready for the suck of the season.
Yeah,
and you calloused your body to get ready for that. And that's where you kind of tore yourself down to build yourself back up at the end of it. And
I know a lot of old heads wonder if that's why like soft tissue injuries and stuff go up.
That's exactly where I was about to go.
They have lighter camps.
Yeah. I mean, because in those first couple of years when I was playing, like we had true two-a-days, and you knew what you had to go through, and it got you to a point where once you got to opening kickoff for the regular season, like you felt like, okay, my body now can handle 16, 17, 18, depending on playoffs, preseason, whatever games that you're about to throw at me.
All right, so let's do this. I want to go to break, and then when we get back, I want to get into more about like what Paul Skeens has done to this point, and just how historical It really is. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Oh! You need a new vehicle? Maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle. Maybe you need a lease, rent, whatever the case may be. We got great deals going down. Remember, even our used vehicles come with Toyota Care, where you select the level of warranty coverage so that, like, after you own the car, you come in for a service. You don't even open your wallet a lot of times. It's a great feeling. I love all the new models. I would really recommend checking out a hybrid, guys. And, you know, all the different cars come in hybrid, basically. My new Sienna is a hybrid. I don't think I don't really like full EV. I don't want to sit there and have to charge somewhere, but I do like saving money, especially as, it seems like it's harder and harder to do so. And so just getting 30, 40 miles, it's incredible, y'all. And it's all there for you at All-Star. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150, $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150, and all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart.
Sandgriff joined me and Jimmy out for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall and Troy Macro will join us, and we'll get you ready for the weekend. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Popping bottles in the ice like a blizzard. When we drink, we do it right. Getting slizzard, sipping scissor in my ride, like 3-6. Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
God. This song's awful, but I kind of like it. I have some nostalgic ties to me, but it really is awful.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of so bad it's good in it, certainly.
What does getting slizzard even mean?
You know, getting a little sideways.
A little slizzard.
It's a little slizzard. So, okay, we're back to Paul Skeens real quick because we need to stop and appreciate. And all of this is also tinged with, like, if you're an LSU fan, just really almost like appreciating, God, look at what you had. Although, you know, it's funny because of how fans work and brains work. The better Paul Skeens does during this entire year, it's going to empower Jay Johnson doubters to be like, I mean, that's what they won, dude. You know, like, that's just wait. I'm just calling it. Taylor, you're on Tiger Droppings. You let me know when those threads start popping up, if they haven't already.
A couple of them have already started.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can feel it from a mile away, but I don't believe that. Obviously, I want to be clear about that. But I want to talk about Skeens because it is amazing that we just got to watch this cat come through LSU. We're lifting national championship. I mean, it's just storybook. We got to see maybe the most transcendent pitcher of our times right here in college. So through Paul Skeens, these are his first half numbers. After the 7-inning no-hit 11K performance. Paul Skeens, the first half of the season, has thrown 66 in the third innings. 48 hits, 13 walks. He has 89 Ks in those 66 innings. He has a 1.90 ERA. Opponents are only hitting 202 off of him. And he's got an average fastball velocity of 99.1. He has... if you were to rank him and this is interesting. These numbers are from before this final start. So he might be first in some of these categories now. Going into this incredible start yesterday, since his debut May 11th, he was second in the MLB in ERA. He was second in Ks. He was second in run allowed. He was third in K percentage. And he was second in strikeout to walk ratio. Obviously, all those numbers got bumped up yesterday. Yeah. He may be first in a lot of those. I mean, Paul Skeens isn't just rookie of the year. Could he win a Cy Young at the end of this thing?
I hope it's not one of those deals, T, where it's like, we got to give a rookie the Cy Young.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might. Knowing baseball, it might.
I know. Again, I know I'm hating on the baseball crowd, but it's a different crowd. And if you look at, like, if he stays doing what he's doing, even if he falls off a little bit, he's going to have the best numbers in baseball.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the wins are going to look like necessarily. The Pirates aren't awful, but they're certainly, not, best in their division right now. They're kind of treading right now, staying above water. Wins be damned, like ERA, strikeouts, dominance. If he keeps doing what he's doing, again, or if he even takes a small step back, how could you deny him the Cy Young?
And it's funny you mentioned you don't know what the wins are going to be, but I think you pointed this out the other day again, but it bears mentioning. Since being drafted first overall in the 2023 MLB draft, Skeens has not lost a game as a professional in the majors or the minors. Again, his last loss May 25th, 2023 at Arkansas, because for whatever reason Arkansas does have Jay's number. It's insane. And it's funny, man, because Pittsburgh is a city that has had these singular athletes that have transcended into the national ether or kind of mind share, right? Like you think about Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Polamalu, Bradshaw, the Bus, Sidney Crosby, like in hockey. I mean, I don't know. Is Andrew McCutcheon on that level? I mean, you're talking about a former MVP. I don't think he quite has the cultural relevance to some of maybe those guys, but it looks like we've got the next great Pittsburgh, superstar here.
Yeah, it's great. You're right. It's a great city with Mario Lemieux.
Yeah. I forgot about
Verde Clemente.
There you go, dude.
I mean, you just go name for name for name.
Bradshaw,
in that
did I
city.
mention him?
Yeah. Franco Harris. Mean Joe Green.
Paul Skeens.
Some streets are calling him Air Force One, which I actually like as a nickname. That is
I do like that as well.
That's pretty good. So you want to hear the craziest thing that I read, though? Is that he just became, so with that start yesterday, he became the fourth pitcher since 1893
to record 0 hits and 10 strikeouts in multiple games in a single season. Now, if we wanted to go further, in Major League Baseball's modern era, so that is 1900 onward, 124 years, thousands, hundreds of thousands. You think they've hit 1 million games in that time? I don't know. Feels like hundreds of thousands of games. There is one pitcher who has had 2 road starts over the course of an entire career. Not year, season, an entire career. There is one pitcher which has had 2 road starts in which he struck out 10 or more, walked 1 or fewer, and didn't allow a hit. And it's Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Literally, no one else has ever done in their career what Paul Skeens has done here year 1. That blows my mind. Because again, there's been so much damn baseball played. Anytime you do something that's never been done in baseball, it boggles the mind because everything should be done. And yet Paul Skeens continues to find ways to elevate.
Taylor, quickly, will you look up the innings it takes to be able to qualify for a Cy Young?
For reference, okay, so Paul Skeens has 89 strikeouts right now.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan's rookie season, he had 133. So
Damn, how many innings did he throw? Do you know? Is it in front of you?
he threw, let me see, 134 innings.
Okay, Skeens at 66 right now.
Yeah.
So how many starts will he get in the second? Will he healing up with probably more innings pitched over the second half or no? How much
Yeah, I mean, because he came in, May 11th?
Yeah, he came in May 11th.
Yeah.
So you missed about 6 weeks of the regular season. So, 6 starts.
So he'll probably pass up. He'll probably pass up that innings pitch, and he'll definitely probably pass up the strikeouts. No, I don't think he will. Probably later, but well, I don't know. We'll see.
3.9 ERA. For Nolan Ryan, his rookie season.
Yeah, Paul's.
Yeah, but I don't know if Paul can fight like Nolan can, man.
He can.
I don't know though. Actually, Air Force training,
might,
maybe so.
yeah.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Maybe so.
But Nolan did that when he was old.
Yeah, he was up there in age.
In his
when he did
40s.
that, yeah.
Mr. Big, so Skeens on track to beat Nolan Ryan's rookie year. Yeah. Yeah.
Every bar in Texas has that picture.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, it's what he's doing. He's never been done before. Never been done before. What he just did, and he's a rookie, and he's dating Livy Dunn, and they're so young, and they're so cool, and they're so rich. The man has it all, dude. The man has it all. The amount of pirate, that's a cool team to be good with too, I find. And if he can bring that franchise back, good on him. I'm going to enjoy his time in Pittsburgh before LA pays him $1 billion and he ends up out there. That'll be lame.
Atlanta can do it, please. Do we know?
Oh, I'd be pumped if he went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a minimum innings.
I didn't know. Baseball,
It doesn't have a specific
for stat
criteria.
leaders. Well, I guess closers have won it too in the past, so that makes a lot of sense. But for ERA leaders and stuff, which he'll blow past that.
Yeah.
So
I think they just do it off vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's really not a specific
Yeah,
criteria.
you're right. I mean,
for it.
because I'm trying to think. What didn't we have a closer not that long ago win the Cy Young?
I don't know. Who's your favorite closer of all time?
Mo Rivera.
John Smoltz.
Oh wow.
Remember he
did
came
transition
back as
into quite a nice closer.
Yeah.
Taylor?
It's Mariano Rivera.
No.
No, as a Braves fan, it ain't, Bo.
No, it's Bob Wickman.
Oh, thank you.
It's Bob Wickman.
Bob Wickman.
Bob Wickman was not great, but he had the funniest closer intro of all time for the Atlanta Braves, where he was so fat and sloppy, and he had this big old chew in his video, and he started with his back to the camera, and then he pulled a whip over the shoulder, and the crowd would go hype.
Mo is literally the greatest closer of all time.
Obviously, you've never watched Bob Wickman.
Even Bob Wickman.
He has 608 saves. Nobody is touching that.
For real, though, growing up, wasn't it like Trevor Hoffman?
It was.
Billy
Trevor
Wagner.
Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman was
so
a dog,
good.
dude.
That
He might have won a
changeup.
Cy Young.
I don't think he did, but
he didn't.
I mean, Oh, man. R.A. Dickey won a Cy Young in 2012.
Yeah, that was a... Wait, is that the...
Knuckleballer.
That's a knuckleballer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, won it for the Mets.
But then fell off again?
Got paid after that, and then
He had about, 3 seasons of hotness?
Kind of reminds me of Sloppy Thurston.
I've always said it. I have
You know?
I've
always
always
said
said
it.
Sloppy Thurston's one of the best of all
He's
time.
one of the best screwball throwers of all time.
Really
a lost
is.
art. Dude.
Eric Gagne was in 2003 was the closer who won the Cy Young. So not as recent as I thought, but Eric Gagne from the Dodgers.
R.A. Dickey was a Tennessee Volunteer, Hunt Palmer says.
This, I literally just saw this the other day. We were talking about Mariano Rivera. 12 people have walked on the moon, and Mariano Rivera has given up 11 earned runs in the postseason.
That's it?
11
He's
earned
insane.
runs have been scored against Mariano Rivera in the postseason.
And then imagine you're a hitter and you hear Enter Sandman coming on,
Yes.
and you know Mo Rivera's coming to strike you out like that.
But like, think about how crazy of a stat. More people have walked on the moon than have scored an earned run against Rivera in the postseason.
It's crazy. What's more impressive? What he did, because highly impressive, and when it mattered the most, are John Smoltz winning 213 games with an ERA of 3.3, but also saving 154 games. And he struck out over 3,000 batters.
I mean, that's amazing. I think probably the most amazing baseball stat is the
resume.
I mean, yeah.
It's like Smoltz, though, because
That's a
like
tough
the
resume.
starter and the reliever coming in, like it might be small.
I mean, 150. I didn't know he had 154 saves. Like, I knew he did it for a little bit.
Nah, he got it going at the end.
My gosh.
I think the most amazing baseball stat still, though, is like, what's the Maddox 3-0 counts? He like never he got
Something crazy,
something like
yeah.
he got in like a handful of 3-0 counts over thousands upon thousands of starts. Just complete. God, can't believe I grew up at a time getting to watch Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz all in the same.
Oh wait, okay.
Staff.
Mo's career regular season stats: 82 wins, 2.21 ERA, 652 saves.
652 saves.
1,283 innings pitched.
Oh my God.
Am I reading that? That doesn't feel right to me.
In which way?
I don't know. That seems just like a lot.
I mean, you can get used to a lot, right? I don't know. How long did he end up playing for?
I mean, he played
for
at
a
least
minute.
15 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I felt like coming up on 20. All right, hold on. Let's start the clock. Let's go to
God.
break. When we get back, we can get some more. We can continue to play this interesting baseball stats game. Keep it locked here and Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUX Tommy's.com. That's GoTommy's.com. That's the website. If you need Hardy Plank or Vinyl siding, you need you need wood or vinyl windows, you need any type of door, you need to get Tommy's. And I tell you all the time, guys, make them one of the bids. Okay, make us one of the bids on the project. That's what I love about Tommy's. I'm not even just telling you, hey, you have to go use, make Tommy's one of the bids of your project and let Tommy and the team prove to you why you should choose to use them. They've won the Angie Service Award all 7 years they've been in existence because everything is about service, the customer. Make sure the job's done correctly and efficiently. It's Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding.
Go to the website, GEAUXTommys.com, and that's where you can see the galleries that we always talk about and testimonials from past clients. But again, even if you don't see it there, just know they can customize your job to whatever you're looking to do. Go to the website today, GoTommys.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana.
It's on. Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. My final predictions on the MLB draft to come. And Preston Guy talking Tiger football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
And y'all, welcome back to OTB. Again, obviously we're biased. We're all going to say Paul Skeens should start the All-Star game, but I do feel like yesterday's performance probably makes that decision for the manager. If baseball doesn't, it'll be just another classic, like, okay, baseball just doesn't want to be cool or relevant.
All right. My last crazy stat before we move on. 1991 Cy Young winner, Tom Glavine. 1992, Greg Maddux. Now, I did that one for the Cubs. 1993, though, Greg Maddux for Atlanta. 1994, Greg Maddux for Atlanta.
Wait,
1995.
what is this?
Cy Young.
Okay.
So, 91, Glavine.
Okay.
92, 93, 94, 95, Greg Maddux. 96, John Smoltz. 98, Tom Glavine. That's why we're all Braves fans.
And now read the stat that Hunt just sent us after reading that.
Yes, I forgot about that. I got to give him some shout outs because he is absolute legend in San Diego. That is Tony
Keep in
Gwynn.
mind the names that you just read.
Yeah, so he faced Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, who, if we continued on with this conversation, Pedro won the only one in between to break up kind of the Braves' run of Cy Youngs in 97. So Tony Gwynn faced Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, Tom Glavine, and John Smoltz. 323 times in his career, he struck out 3 times against those players.
Against those guys. Didn't Maddux like win the Gold Glove all the time too?
Yeah.
Like every year, basically.
Yep.
I also saw Chad put me on it that Maddux had a 77 pitch game against the Cubs back in the day. Just really shocked. Like, and to be fair, like gave up 5 hits. They won 4-1, so he gave a run. But like, within the game, no batter saw a 3-ball count, and only 2 batters ever even got to 2 balls. The guy could just literally take the ball out of his hand and place it wherever he wanted. In fact, and here's the very famous stat that everybody knows about. We always talk about, but faced 20,421 batters over his career. Only 310 saw a 3-0 count. It's 1.5% of the time. 1.5%. And also, they go on to say this. I've seen maybe people say maybe this part isn't true or not, but that 177 of those 310 were intentional walks. But I don't know. Either way, Greg Maddux, you're the man. Paul Skeens, you're the man. This has been a very fun trip down kind of baseball memory lane this hour. Who knows where the ceiling is for Skeens, dude? I don't know. Already the best in the MLB right now. Can he win a Cy Young his rookie year? And I know baseball would normally want to to hold him back or be like, you came up late or it's not your turn. But it's so lightning in a bottle. He's such a phenom that it may end up working out in his favor. Where there's actually more peer pressure and social pressure to be like, guys.
And you got some of the big talking heads in baseball being like, what are we doing? He should be the starter of the All-Star game. Let's don't overthink this.
Yeah. Passon's out there trying to hammer it to anybody who will listen.
Fernando Valenzuela for the Dodgers in 1981 is the only rookie to win the Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. He took baseball over by storm, right? I mean, it was something where everybody was talking about it, and like fans, and just like Linsanity, but in baseball. Yeah. So, shout out though, Seth Lugo. He is right now pitching for the Royals. He's got the best ERA in baseball, and he played college baseball at Centenary in Shreveport. What? Shout out, Seth.
3-1, great. All right, hour 2 of OTB next. Let's play some of these speeches.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuva me. You want to recapture that youthful, energetic feeling that you used to have when you were the proud peacock walking around, chest puffed out, confidence brimming? Jump out of bed with a spring in your step. Jump into bed with a spring somewhere. Well, you can recapture that. You really can. Male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't care. We all age differently. Fight the effects of untreated aging with Rejuve Medical. Get that free consultation where they draw your labs. Your body's a guide. They put together the plan. Rejuve Medical.
Go to the website today to get your consultation started, because maybe you're dealing with something, but you can't quite put your finger on it. But that's okay, because they're going to draw your labs like T-Bob's talking about. They're going to get to the bottom of so many different things that you could be dealing with, but they're going to get you on a path for success. Go to the website today, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at GuaranteeMedia.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Friday, July 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll play some of the best speeches from last night's ESPY Awards. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into hour 2 of OTB. Hope you're having a great day. Team of Jacob Laundry and Taylor hanging out with you, getting you ready for the weekend. We made it here, guys. Enjoy it. Let's have some drinks, have some fun. We're going to see a little Despicable Me 4 this afternoon. Hopefully, I will watch House of the Dragon as well.
I need you to.
I know.
And I need you to watch the new one on Sunday, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've been bursting at the
Obviously.
seams. Like,
No, not obviously. We're traveling. We're going to be in Dallas.
Oh,
There's no way in
snap.
hell you're going to watch it.
I don't know. Remember, Sunday can go either way in terms of whether or not we like do dinner stuff normally. Like sometimes, some years I feel like we have, and other years we've just been like, yeah, let's just chill at the hotel. So I could see it going either way still.
Yeah.
And if I have a new Xbox too that I bring with me, who knows? I might get sucked into sucked into that. We'll see.
I knew it.
We knew it. We knew it.
No. Relax, guys. Relax.
I mean,
You
we
think they're
could
gonna have
have
them
a
in
viewing
stock?
party. Like you can just come hang in the room, and
Yeah,
I'll
it'd be
make
fun.
sure
could
that
be
you
fun,
watch
actually. That could be fun.
it. Yeah.
Snuggle up.
I mean, that's implied, right?
AT&T, guys, here's some bad news. AT&T announced this morning that hackers obtained data on the calls and text messages of essentially all of its customers over a period of several months.
That's
So
not good.
change your password if you have AT&T, guys.
Which, do they know, like,
have
which
AT&T.
months? Like recent months? When
Yesterday, do y'all have
Yeah,
AT&T?
no.
So yesterday, about 5:30 in the afternoon, just no cell service.
Really?
That's been happening lately, man.
Like, just went
AT&T's been
dead.
getting a little
I do
hacked
have
lately.
AT&T.
Yeah.
I would
AT&T's got to
switch-
tighten up.
I would switch phone providers if I were y'all.
AT&T's got to
I mean,
tighten
I'll be
up.
honest with you, I ain't got nothing to.
Get you some
Your credit cards.
Oh, that.
McAfee
Yeah, I'm talking about like
security.
text messages. Like y'all wouldn't get a lot
Your
of
info?
excitement about my.
Yeah, I'm
text
more with the laundry. It's just that like our entire lives are on
For
our
sure.
phone now.
Apple
Everything.
Pay, yeah.
Everything.
Even though I
Social
also
Security
Your
somewhere,
phone or your
probably.
pictures.
I don't want y'all to know about.
They probably like get control of the camera and watch you do whatever like from the camera. So
They don't-
I would
they don't
switch
watch
They don't
providers.
watch
They
T-Bob
turn
very
it off,
long.
too.
They're like,
I always hope that my FBI agent's watching. I'm like,
you probably
buckle
say, "What's up, boo?"
Buckle up, bucko. You really want this? You about this life? Because we're gonna find out.
I'm just saying.
Watch this.
No, you're right. You're right.
Um,
I mean, I'm going to do the responsible thing right now and change my password.
Yeah.
Just for y'all.
I wonder which
And
text
myself.
messages I would be most embarrassed about going public. None really.
Yeah, I'm same way.
Yeah, I don't think I
Just
have
a
them that I'm
memes,
like-
just a bunch of memes, and lately it's been a lot of like texting back and forth with Warhammer friends, like pictures of miniatures.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
pretty
obviously.
clean
As
stuff.
one does.
Yeah, as one does for sure. NCAA
Now,
Dynasty tag.
You notice, like we all three said real quick, we wouldn't care. There's one person over there in the corner. I saw a little sweat go down his brow.
Yeah.
He's got AT&T too.
Well,
Being
so
real quiet over there.
there's a new hardcore history out, which, me, I'm obsessed with Dan Carlin. That's the leading light of my life. And it kind of starts talking about Philip and Alexander, which, again, just read that Goldsworthy book, so that's very cool. I feel like I'm nice and primed up for it. But there's a quote about Philip where they say, he loved boys, but he loved women more and married as many of them as he could. That's what Taylor doesn't want to get out. Like, admittedly, Taylor does love women more, but he also loves boys. And if those text messages get out, well, then he's in a lot of trouble. Yeah. So, Taylor, you're not in bad company. I mean, Philip's one of the most transcendent military leaders, diplomats, megalomania, whatever you want to call them, like in human history. So, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but Philip did.
No, I don't actually text a bunch of people. Like, me and my buddy
guys, I don't actually text a bunch of boys, okay? Let's be clear.
No, like, I don't text like
people.
Anybody in general, really. Like, I kind of like send memes to people through like I send like TikTok videos, Instagram videos, that kind of thing. But like, I don't like text a lot of people.
Welcome to the club. I have a lot of people text me. I just don't text anybody back.
Literally ever.
So
you're gonna get a call from the hackers, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, you should consider replying to a few of these. These are important."
Have you checked your? That's a lot of voice. You want me to clear those out for you?
Yeah, it's like, hey, dude, like, I've got anxiety just looking at what you've got here. Do you want some help? We have apps that you can just download, and they'll take care of all that for you.
Like, no, Raj, get out of here. Get out my phone, please. Okay, only my FBI agents allowed in here.
That doesn't feel good either.
I don't love the FBI agents being on my phone either.
I do.
I don't love the Raj.
I don't love anybody being on my phone.
Raj is maybe a bit tasteless, maybe a bit problematic, to be fair.
Tasteless.
But
why?
Because I'm assuming that it comes from an Indian hacking center. But I've watched.
Oh, you said okay. So I took it as like short for Roger.
No,
like,
no,
I thought you were saying
Wait, no, that's what he meant.
And now,
that's what he mean,
so now I've outed my own racism.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say. Well, I guess it's what anybody who's being racist would say. I was gonna say I wouldn't say being racist.
I have Indian friends.
I've seen. Yeah, exactly. I've seen a lot of like.
It's just true.
I used to watch a lot of anti-scammer YouTube videos where guys would like scam the scammers, and almost every call center
Indian.
was based out of India.
Yeah.
Which, hey, those things make money. Like, they're like
Those were
legitimate
cool
ass
videos.
businesses
I used to watch
over
those
there.
videos. They'd be like, "Hey, here's your address," and then they like show them a webcam of the office. Everybody's freaking out. Those
Yes,
are
I
good
saw
videos.
one the other day where he hacked the cameras in the call center and took over their computers, and he put their camera feed on their computers, so all of a sudden they're looking at themselves.
Beekeeper, the movie with Jason Statham.
Yeah,
deals
similar.
with that. You
Very
seen that?
similar.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
similar.
Is Beekeeper good?
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor loves Jason Statham.
Yeah, I like any Jason Statham movie.
I love Jason Statham, okay? And people are like, oh my God, it's the same movie. Exactly. I know what I'm getting into, which is entertainment. And I'm going to be entertained.
Yeah, completely fair. Like, come on, you're not going into Beekeeper expecting a dramatic, a dramatic turn
awesome.
here.
It was great.
Victoria was like, "Do we have to go see this? It looks just like the last Jason Statham movie." I was like, "Yeah," and I love that one. So I'm gonna love this.
I tell Katie that all the time.
Why would I not?
I'm like,
love
the plot's
this?
going to be a wee bit different, but it's pretty much going to end the same. And damn it, I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm the beekeeper.
Exactly. Hello.
You need some bees delivered.
I'm Handsome Rob. You are.
What is my favorite Jason Statham movie?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot.
I think the artsy answer might be like Lock, Stock or something.
The Mechanic's good.
Mechanic's really good.
Mechanic's a good one.
How much Jason Statham have I actually seen?
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking
I don't
about
feel like
this?
you would have seen a lot. Like, I'm surprised you had Crank, by the way.
Yeah,
remember
Crank. I'll never
remember
forget
that?
Crank. I can never
That's
forget
on
Crank.
me. God,
Crank's one of the funniest movies
I got in
of
trouble
all
for that
time.
one. I've told it 1,000 times, but yeah, don't suggest Crank on the team movie when your coach is going to bring his young children.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, you're going to get looked at in the movie theater by your head coach with judgment.
The
Operation Fortune, Guy Ritchie, Jason Statham came out not that long ago. Really good.
I was gonna say, I feel like the only thing I've seen him in would be like like Snatch or like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
What's
like
what's the
some
one?
of the bigger movies? And then I've seen Crank, but I haven't seen most of the Jason
Homefront's
Statham
good.
B movies.
Love Homefront. What's the one that came out a couple years ago? About 4 years ago. He's the armored truck driver.
Oh, that was that Guy Ritchie too?
I don't know.
maybe it
That was
Guy
a good
Ritchie.
one.
That was. What was the name of that movie?
It's like a short name.
I don't remember. Wrath of Man.
Yeah, that's it. That's
That
right.
it?
Wrath of Man.
I think everybody should go watch some Jason Statham now.
I agree.
Just got a message from a
billion things to
listener.
watch. Oh, yeah, what we got?
Quentin, I'm not gonna say a lot. Shout out Quentin. He
Yep.
says Transporter is a good one.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say that. I knew there was. I
Transporter
was
is good.
in my head. It was like Delivery Man or something. Yeah, I know people loved Transporter.
Italian Job.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the main Mark Wahlberg is, but Italian Job's good. He's Handsome Rob.
Okay, let's do this right now. Do we want to play the Nick Saban speech or the Steve Gleason speech first? And guys, y'all can accuse me of doing lazy radio, and I'll take that. But I think when you listen to these speeches, you will see there is real value in both of the messages that these guys have to say. And to try to cut out snippets or to paraphrase it, to me, would actually do the speeches a disservice. And I think as we head towards the weekend and just life in general, these are some messages that, I think they're gonna set your mind right. They're gonna get your mind right for the weekend, for the next few weeks, just for life in general, how to treat people, all of this. And more. Let's do this. We'll make the call in-house, which we're going to play when we get back here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. The read's so nice we do it twice because we love our friends over there at All-Star. Got 2 minivans from them. Couldn't be happier, man. But it doesn't matter the type of car, right? The reason why I enjoyed working with All-Star so much through the years is it's been whatever me and my family needs. I go to the sales staff. They're so helpful. They're so kind, and they find it, right? So, years ago, I went in there with a number. I was like, look, this is all I can budget right now. End up leasing a Camry, which I never would have expected. It worked great for 3 years. And then I was able to get that second minivan eventually. So that's the point, man. Wherever you're at in life, whatever you need, they got your answer. And you're going to be satisfied. You're going to be happy. Go to All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, you're going to be happy if you're buying new. You're going to be happy if you're leasing. You're going to be happy if you are renting a Toyota. Everything is available per day. Rental prices. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in that rental department. All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Finally, the Riot Radio Hours return. Terry O's in studio. We'll send you into the weekend with a little fun. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Get to the top, the hunters don't stop, then it is a must that I get it like Elon. Look, I got bread, I can get you a piece. Keep a double, I feel like I'm Reese. Ain't no trouble, I'm keeping peace. And they mad cause I came out the east. They can't fathom I came out of beast. I'm my mama, I came out of beast. At the top, I'm not looking beneath. You my dog, we don't gotta compete. Look, all you gotta do is run that check up and get paid. Look, they ain't believing, I got me one way. Look, I come from a place where you gotta go eat. If you do it, I do, you a product of me. Did it again and I'm not in my peak. You gang it, you ride it for me. Millionaire and I don't got a degree. I done got me a natty, I got me a ring. I ain't switching no signs, I'm around my team. Yo, I ain't got nothing to prove, but I do got me something to lose. I won't stop me, you got me confused, cause they keeping my face on the news. I think, hold up, man, I'm the biggest foe in the world. If you working for this and it fall in your lap, then you really got what you deserve, yeah. And I go to LSU and I be repping it like I'm Joe Burrow. Look, when I slide in the Mozzie, I gotta keep taking it, gotta be thorough. Best of both worlds out now, go get that.
That's pretty wild, dude. That was Flauché at the ESPYs last night to perform in that crowd room. That much judgment. I got goosebumps, and she killed it. Also, I feel like she said she's not going to go in the transfer portal.
That's what
She
I heard.
said, I got me a ring. I ain't switching no team. You know, I'm here. I'm switching no team. So shout out Flauché, holding it down for her. It actually kind of does boggle the mind how much positive press LSU gets from these events nowadays because of some of these transcendent young superstars that have come out of here recently. Like they're talking to Livy Dunn and Flauché on the red carpet, and all they're talking about is like the LSU way and championships and whatnot, which of course now they both have those natty rings. I mean, Paul Skeens does this the day of going into the ESPYs. Joe Burrow's just a constant, everywhere. Jaden Daniels last night at the ESPYs winning collegiate athlete of the year. It's wild, man. It's great free advertising for Woodward, Kelly, the entire LSU athletic program.
Angel Reese, maybe rookie of the year in the WNBA, which everybody already thought before the season that you could go ahead and give it to Caitlin Clark, who's playing well too, but we thought that would only be her in that race. Now Angel Reese put herself in that conversation.
Would y'all go co-rookie of the years?
Like, should they, or should they do it for a marketing standpoint?
I would do it for a
marketing standpoint,
like
100%.
They both kind of deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like they both have played really well, different players, obviously. But if you want to get some people fired up, do that, and the internet will melt.
It would cause a lot of. If you want interaction, if you want, you want engagement. That's what I was looking for. You want engagement? Give co-rookie of the years.
Yeah.
All right. So last night at the ESPYs, Nick Saban won the Icon Award. And we're going to play his speech, and we're going to play Steve Gleason's speech later. But as we listen, kind of really listen, because I think you're going to see some very interesting parallels and almost themes that are woven throughout both of them. And again, I think these are just really valuable listens for anybody. If you like sports, don't like sports, just kind of in general life. And I'll be interested to hear your take on it too, Jake, given that you're someone who played for Saban at his kind of most fiery right? When before he had been maybe
Grandpa Nick.
Sanded, yes, with wisdom and time.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see if this is how you feel about Nick Saban, how he's talking here. But here is Nick Saban accepting the Icon Award last night at the ESPYs.
Have two of our former Heisman Trophy winners be here to present this award to me. And it's also, I'm very thankful for the other players, former players who played for us that are here tonight. We have a good group of guys here, enough that we could actually have practice after this show. But you know, we've always been blessed with having great individual athletes, but they've also been great people. And I think that's what contributed to our success. And when you talk about iconic players like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Serena Williams, it was all because of what they did. It was their points. It was their wins. But when you talk about iconic coaches, it's all about how did you represent your team? How did your team represent you? Think about John Wooden and the success that he had for years. Coach Bryant, the success that he had. Don Staley, who's an icon coach in my mind for what she's been able to accomplish at Women's South Carolina. So I can attest to you what it takes to build a team. You have to have great players and appreciate the way they compete. You have to have really good coaches who help develop the players. You have to have really good support personnel who sit at the table so that the players can compete. You have to have great mentors, which I've had great mentors who taught me how I could teach players and how I could inspire learning in players so that they could actually be all that they could be. And you know, you have to have great support from your family. You know, Miss Terry's been the love of my life for 52 years, and she has supported me in every way as my family has. And I certainly appreciate that because there's a lot of sacrifices families make in coaching. We actually moved 17 times before we ever got to Alabama. 17 times. So I can only accept this award on behalf of all the other folks that contributed to it, which there's 1,000 of them. And every time I look at this, I'm going to see the faces of all the people who work so hard to help us be successful and the relationships that were able and forged in those teams that made it so special. And it'll also be the thing that I miss most about coaching. There's a lot of athletes in this room. There's a lot of coaches in this room. There's nothing like being part of a team. That's what I'm going to miss. I've been part of a team since I was 9 years old. So with all this help and success, all I ever was the conductor of a process. And our process was to help every player be more successful in life because they were involved in the program. So number one, they had to respect the principles and values of the team, and they had to respect each other. And they had to be positive about how they went about their work and how they set a good example and could be somebody that their teammates could emulate. And they could be responsible for their own self-determination, which is accountability to do their job. And that they would work and persevere, which I've seen that word here, and have pride in performance to be the best that they could be so they could dominate the competition. But in college, I think the number one thing any player should do is make sure he develops a career for when he can't play. We had 668 degrees in 17 years at Alabama because of what these guys did in their commitment to developing a career off the field, which I'm very proud of. And the one thing my dad told me when I was a young kid in West Virginia, that was the most important part of your character, is have compassion for other people. People aren't going to remember what you say, they're going to remember how you made them feel. And you know, we have a Knicks Kids Foundation, and it's about helping kids. And all of these guys that play on our team, every one of them, built a house, did community service, did something to help somebody else. And one of the most things that I'm most proud of is we have so many players now that have foundations of their own so they can help people in their community. You know, one thing that would help all of our spirit and all of our society is if we would just change one thing. Instead of coming up to somebody and saying, "How are you today?" why don't you say, "Who did you help today?" And if you can help someone every day, and that's what we've been talking about with perseverance, with the things that we've done for military folks, it's very important to us. So I really would like to thank ESPN for this honor and accept it on behalf of 1,000 people who contributed to the success that we've had. But I'd also like to say to everybody in this room, because a lot of great athletes, we have a responsibility and obligation, because sports bring people together better than anything. You know, when we won the national championship in 2003 at LSU, I had Jesse Jackson came in and speak to the team. And he said to me, he said, "Your team on a Saturday night in Tiger Stadium is closer to the kingdom of God than my church." I said, "Jesse, you ever been in LSU Stadium on a Saturday night? You can smell the bourbon on the 50-yard line." And he said, "No." He said, "Everybody has the same goal. The rules are clearly defined, and everybody's together in spirit." So we all have a responsibility and obligation to bring people together, because our platform in sports can do that for so many folks. So help someone, bring people together. God bless you, and thank you very much.
I mean, I got goosebumps, dude. I love that man. I hate it, but I love him. I've just, I mean, the amount of wisdom in that speech. Now, it is kind of funny. I'm sure some maybe people who are maybe under a younger firebrand Saban may be like, wait, where was that compassion back then? But, you know, everything comes with age and wisdom. Like, make him president, honestly. Like, if he was on the ballot, I would. I'm not joking, because I think that's another job that's all about leadership and a delegation, right? Like, if Nick Saban was on the ballot, I would 1,000% vote for Nick Saban.
But that's the thing, though, is like I feel like he's always, like you say, I know you like how you meant it, but like you say, like where's the people are wondering like where's the compassion back then? I feel like he always had it, and that's why he was so fiery. Like he just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people like that can be a little misunderstood.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think
he for sure.
His players always loved him. People that worked for him, because at the end of the day, too, when the process gets results, you buy in.
Yeah.
It's like I talked about. When you think about as a player, the relationship that you want to that you want to achieve with a coach, in my mind, the greatest bar to hit is, and this is why, like when I talk about Tommy Moffitt, why he's my favorite coach of all time, because this was probably most true with him versus any other coach I've ever had, where it's like, okay, no matter what this guy is telling me to do, even if I disagree with it, or I think it sounds weird, or I don't want to do it, I have trust that if he's telling me to, that it's the best thing for me. And so I just need to do it anyway. And that's a very hard thing to achieve. And it's very hard. It means that a lot of times you're going to be putting kids into very hard situations that maybe they don't want to be in, maybe think they can't do. And I would say Nick Saban obviously has that in spades, right? Like he would work cats to death back in the day, but they got better. At the end of the day, if you followed the process, you got better, and the results spoke for themselves.
Yeah, accountability was something that was big with him.
Yeah.
And if he could count on you, you didn't get all the screaming that we all saw on TV where he's throwing headsets. If you showed up, if you worked hard, if you did the right things, he was going to treat you great. He wasn't ever going to give you one of those yellings and berate you. Like, that wasn't going to happen. He just wanted you to put in what he was putting in. And just like I tell you stories about Peyton Manning all the time, he's the same way. Like, if I'm going to put it in, if I'm going to be about this process, I want you to be about this process. And that's who Coach Saban was. And when I played for him for 1 year, right? 1 year. But the first person to reach out to me when I got drafted was Nick Saban.
That's so crazy, dude.
I mean, he's different. And
Compassion. He does have a passion for young men and trying to help them better themselves.
He has no business even barely remembering who I am, but he could tell you the recruiting story. He can tell you the moment I committed, and he could do it for every one of his, players, I would believe. And he's wired different. He's got his process. And again, if you did the right things, he was going to be really compassionate towards you. Like, he was going to appreciate that. He was going to, put you in kind of a different place than the guys that weren't doing things the right way. And there was going to be things that you got that they didn't get because, like, he wanted to, be able to give you, different things. I don't know, man. It's just someone who probably misunderstood because of the tirades that we saw on the sideline, but always been great.
Well, and again, there has been objectively, like, there has been kind of a maybe finding a bit more of that, like, compassion over time, where that happens to anybody as you get older, right? But that's also why in a lot of societies you couldn't become a consul in Rome or whatever till you were like 40 because you needed some seasoning and you needed to understand life a bit, and nobody understands it better than that man at this point. Brian Bragg says, quote, people don't remember what you say, they remember how they made you feel. And then he says, he made my life miserable too many times. Yeah, I mean, look, that's fair. He made me feel very bad as an LSU fan as well. But he also made us feel really good. And I love, again, we just talked about LSU's brand on the highest stage. I mean, how about that? The closeout of Saban's speech for the Icon Award, a great LSU anecdote. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
I can't wait to see him on College Game Day.
What all comes next. I know College Game Day, but it feels like there's so much more that he could do. I don't know where it ends up, but I mean, to be able to hold a room with those people in it and to go that long, and if you notice, every time they spanned to somebody in the crowd, they were locked in.
Well, they were like sitting up straight, right? Yeah. Sitting up straight, locked in, like
nobody.
He commands respect amongst the alphas of all alphas. Yes. He's still commanding, like you could feel it off.
Look, Coach Saban's not the biggest guy in the world, right? But when he would walk into a room, every person, I'm talking about like Marcus Spears, anybody, Kyle Williams, like every one of us sitting up straight, like, I mean, at attention, because like that's just like when he walked into a room, again, like he wasn't this dictator attitude that a lot of people like. No, he made you respect him because of the way that he went about his things.
Phillip and Alexander, 5'6". How tall is Nick Saban?
Probably 5'7".
There you go. Short Kings rule. Ava Marzwani, can he coach the under-20 USA team? He could fix him. Yeah, we got to bring back our under-20 USA glory after getting embarrassed by Japan. And who else beat us?
Austria.
Yeah, Austria. Damn it.
Nick Saban, 5'6".
There you go.
He's my height.
There you go, dude.
Low man wins,
Phillip
though.
and Alexander.
Low man wins. Y'all always forget that.
Obviously. He won the most.
That's what I'm saying.
5'6" people.
Wait, so are you saying if you just have like a 4'11" coach, he'll win like 20 natties?
I'm not saying that's in absolutes, but it's a good start.
Daniel Blunt says Nick is what Dennis Allen wishes he could be in the shower every morning before he doesn't wash his ears.
Why his ears?
Do y'all wash your ears?
But why say that?
Yeah, like
you wash behind your
shampoo. Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I kind of tangentially do, but I don't like rub on it.
Yeah, quick rub.
Little suds back there.
I don't think I do. I need to probably more.
Yeah, man.
But that's so random.
I mean, everything, soap's hitting everything.
What do you think smells worse, your belly button or your behind your ears?
Belly button for sure.
Your belly button, yeah.
Because you sweat,
feet.
you sweat through your shirt if you're hot and outside and everything. It's your belly button.
I don't really wash my feet. I count on all the runoff to get my feet.
I know,
I'm
and
a little too lazy to bend all the way over.
Like your feet are probably the thing that get like
That's
the
so
most
nasty.
interaction with nasty stuff.
I hate feet,
and
it's
sweat.
And my feet are nasty. I got cracked heels. The lakes.
They are real. They are not pretty. You got to take some soap, sir, and you got to give some individual attention to your feet.
You got to go toe to toe.
I don't have a bench in the shower.
So what?
You want me to bend over and go toe to toe?
Just like throw
your foot up over your other knee.
Yeah, you go like this.
Have right there. Yeah.
Stand on one foot in the shower? What, you want me to slip and die?
I'd rather that than your feet smell bad.
Yeah.
No, my feet don't smell. It's just nasty.
T-Bob, there's no way that if you don't wash them, they
Have
don't
you ever gotten a pedicure?
No, they absolutely don't smell, dude, because they're on like.
I guess you do in the water. The water cleanses
Soap
my
water.
feet.
The soap water. Yes. How else do you clean feet? What do you
get some
mean?
Drano? You got some standing water in there?
What do you mean? No, I'm saying.
I
like,
know,
everything's
right?
running-
They're in the
everything-
water.
Y'all are being silly right now. Everything runs down a shower. It's not hard. It's
No,
not hard to
T-Bob.
grasp.
T-Bob, you think the soap from your body and hair clean your feet?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Or no. Clean to the point of like not being smelly. Like you're not gonna get out the shower and be like your feet stink.
Taylor, where do you fall?
I'm
on
about
this?
to put this on the poll.
Probably somewhere in the
He
middle.
don't wash his
like,
He does not wash his feet.
Do I
You
sit
don't wash
there
your
and get
feet.
a
Lies.
Somewhere
What are
in
they
the
called?
middle. You
Anybody-
can't be in the
Look,
middle of
anybody
that.
hit you with the
I'm about to answer, guys. No, do I sit there and actively scrub my feet every single night in the shower? No. I mean, I do it a few times,
You
but
got
I'm
to.
kind of a T-Bob. Like, I feel like for the most part, like, maybe a once or twice a week scrub, and then you're already standing in the soapy shampoo water. Like, it's kind of already getting
wish I
clean.
had
So.
some,
that
like,
is
little,
from your
like-
dirty body.
Yeah.
That soap and
That's
water
dirty
going
runoff.
through your dirty runoff. That's exactly
Oh
what
my
it is.
Yeah, but then you dry the bottom of
It's
your
just
feet off
water.
with the
It's-
towel.
It's not even that dirty. There's new shower water coming every second. It's not like bath water.
No, you're missing what we're saying.
No, I'm saying even when it runs down your body, maybe the first layer's dirty, then the next one's less, and the next one's less. Like, what are we talking about
it's
here?
a process?
Yes,
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
How many times do you wash your body for
Just
it to be
once.
new?
No, I'm saying, but like you're sitting in bath water. That's standing water. So whatever goes in there is going to stay. Shower is constantly recycled. So if I go in dirty, the first 30 seconds, okay, that's a layer of grime off. The next 30 is another layer of grime. It's constantly new water. It's not dirty water by the time it gets from my head to my toes.
Do you wash your beard with shampoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should do. I think there's actual beard care. I just use
I
like
know,
normal
yeah. I
shampoo
use
and
like
conditioner.
whatever I'm washing my hair with, the beard gets it too.
Yeah.
All right, there's a poll up on ESPN's Twitter page.
About do you wash your
Do
feet?
you wash your feet in the shower?
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I cut off just about mid shin. It's right there.
So you don't even go all the
Those
way.
ankles are dirty as hell, boy.
Yeah.
Dirty ass ankle boy.
If you ever go get a pedicure, she gonna be working on
Oh
them
my
feet.
God!
I've
they're
got
talking
pedicures.
so
Cheese
bad. They
grater.
are talking so
Yeah.
bad about him if he walks in.
Yeah, they are.
Nothing's worse than that episode of Robin Big where I think they literally took like
Oh,
a
yeah.
sander to it and they're like sparks flying. I feel like. All right, when
Like,
we get back,
your heels, they need some TLC. It's the
but
Grand Canyon
that's
back
a
there.
function of having a short leg because it's only my right heel. Because I'm constantly pushing off the inside of my right heel because my short left leg.
So T-Bob and I, we go to Restore Motion. Crystal Poche, shout out. And he's got my back where I can actually walk and enjoy life. She also worked on T-Bob's, and I was like, yeah, T-Bob's, he's got the one leg where she goes, yeah, he's got some things that are a little different. He's got a little different gait, like saying it so nicely. I'm like, it's like, T-Bob's got one leg longer than the other.
You just call me Frankenstein.
Yeah.
In St. Louis. Yeah. All right. Well, when we get back, let's hear from Steve Gleason because he had an incredible speech last night at the ESPYs as well. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction. PECbuilt.com is the website. Pinnacle Exterior Construction is the company, y'all. And let's say you want to get a turf put in your backyard. Maybe you want like an outdoor living area, outdoor kitchen, pool, a full custom job, or you can choose from one of their spec pools, which again, is basically like custom pool because you get a bunch of different templates, a bunch of detail work within said templates, and then the work done quickly, efficiently, and all of a sudden your pool dreams come true. Pool maintenance, okay? They got you. Whether it's a year-round plan or you just want them to come out once, kind of give you that good restart. Pinnacle's the answers for all of this. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com.
Pools, outdoor living, fences, bulkheads. Let's go to the outdoor living because that doesn't just mean like an outdoor kitchen space. Now, certainly it can include that. But we're talking about artificial turf. If you want somewhere to have a putting green, if you want a place where you can work out, doesn't matter the weather because you're not going to have soggy grass, they can do that for you as well. PECbuilt.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Sandegriff joined me and Jimmy out for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall and Troy Macro will join us, and we'll get you ready for the weekend. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, let's do it long lasting. Let's go ahead and dive in. Here is Steve Gleason's speech last night at the ESPY Awards.
Thanks, Drew. I love you. Hi there, everyone. Hi, Gray and Mama, and thanks for your help, Rivers. This award, the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage, is a sublime honor for me, and I always love the opportunity to wear my tuxedo. Arthur Ashe exemplified courage as living with an open heart of humility, kindness, and generosity, which united humanity. So to receive this award is amazing. When I learned I was receiving this award, I started reflecting on what that word, courage, means. To be courageous, we must first experience loneliness, unworthiness, or any of the faces of fear. I was told I would have 3 years to live when I was diagnosed with ALS in 2011, so I've got the wilderness of fear tattooed all over me. For me, this honor represents some encouragement and triumph for the families currently living with ALS, all the people living with disabilities or other illnesses, and all of you who experience fear or suffering. I suppose if you have never experienced fear, isolation, or suffering, you can roll your sanctified ass right out of here. The truth is, no human is immune from fear or adversity, not even super athletes, royal princes, or the most holy saints. Considering this truth of our humanity, it's vital that we all, individually and collectively, discover ways to be courageous and love the life we have. My view is that the fears and adversities we encounter are our opportunity to accept what is and explore what is on the other side of fear, to grow stronger, better, and have peace of mind. From this perspective, resiliently moving through the adversities life brings us is our purpose in being human. It's clear to me that our ability to courageously share our vulnerabilities with each other is our greatest strength. By doing this, we're able to understand the issue, compassionately collaborate with each other to solve problems, and overcome fear. Without the understanding and compassionate support from my family, community, and caregivers, I'd have been dead years ago. Through this lens, you can see we're all in this together. We are all citizens of the world. Given our interconnectedness, the greatest aspect of our purpose is to generously help, serve, and love others. Do we have the courage to unconditionally love our neighbors, our so-called enemies, and love ourselves? I don't think anyone will disagree that we face enormous challenges in the 21st century. If we can courageously share our fears and limitations with each other and compassionately collaborate to solve problems, our human potential is boundless. If we can listen, understand, and help alleviate each other's suffering, then truly all things are possible. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I love y'all.
Ooh, man. Obviously very emotional, really philosophical in nature. But again, it's interesting. What did Coach Saban end on? Compassion.
Yep.
And helping others. And then you see these lines talking about sharing your vulnerabilities with each other and whatnot and your fears. And by doing this, we're able to understand the issue, compassionately collaborate with each other to solve problems and overcome fear. I love this line. Given our interconnectedness, the greatest aspect of our human purpose is to generously help, serve, and love others. And do you have the courage to unconditionally love our neighbors, our so-called enemies, and love ourselves? So I thought it was really interesting that you had two speeches here, both of which made by people in completely different scenarios, go through completely different life journeys, and yet two people that I would consider very wise as well, right? Like Steve Gleason, nobody's had more time to sit there and ruminate on these issues than he has. And to have both of them come out with such similar messages, and they're not comparing notes, they're not talking about any of this beforehand.
Right.
I think that speaks to some real truths there. So I hope that sets you up for a good week, and I hope that if you heard that, you feel inspired, and that, we can all carry something forward with us into this weekend, and let's try to, understand where we're all coming from and try to help each other a little bit.
Yep. Nah, that's fantastic. I'm glad we played that because I didn't get a chance to watch those last night.
Yeah.
And you're right. Set you off into the weekend in the right way.
All right, let's go to break. When we get back, we're going to close out hour 2. Then we got Joe Sloan coming up to kick off hour 3. Rivers coming in for Champagne Shenanigans after that. Keep it locked. Off the bench.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to K to Z Window Coverings, KTOZBlinds.com. If you need window coverings that wow, you want K to Z. They're going to take your home to the next level. And aesthetics and its functionality, okay? So whether you need you want maybe you just want complete light control in your room, maybe a little sound control, honeycomb shades are really good for that no matter what time of day it is. Maybe it's a baby room, master bedroom, theater room, whatever. If you got an outdoor living space, outdoor kitchen or something, right? You get some drop-down blinds, make it way cooler. I mean, Solu Alpha Perkins just did this for their restaurant. The reviews are great. And so that's what you get with K to Z. Take your home to the next level with K to Z Window Coverings, KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, I would encourage you, have them come out and check out your space. If it's been something that you know that you need, but you're not quite sure what you need, well, they're going to know in 5 minutes, and they're going to know what's best for your space. Every space is different, and they know it quicker than anybody. K2ZBlinds.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscone. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always...
It's on. Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. My final predictions on the MLB draft to come. And Preston Guy talking Tiger football. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You're in the chat asking, does Pickett commit today? Unless I missed news, no, it's July 18th. He didn't bump it up, did he?
No.
Good. I feel like any bump up is just getting more confirmation of Oregon, which I've kind of given myself over that it's probably going to be Oregon, and you just be pleasantly surprised if it ends up being something different. All right, again, guys, so coming up next, we're going to kick off with LSU OC Joe Sloan, then shenanigans. It's going to be a very fun hour. So go ahead and share the stream right now. Hit the like button if you're watching. Let's get as many people as possible in here to talk to Joe Sloan. I think it's going to be great. Eric Reynolds saying there's a new Captain America trailer. What? Yes. The new Captain America movie?
Yeah.
With Anthony Mackie?
Yeah. Yeah. Harrison Ford's in it.
Chris Evans still Captain America?
No, Anthony Mackie, I think, is now because they did like the
that's right.
They did like
that's right.
Falcon and
you're
play
right.
in the comics too.
What's that?
Didn't it play out like that in the comics?
I have no idea.
I think
bro.
it did.
I've lost the thread on Marvel so bad. I don't know what's up or down anymore. I didn't think Falcon and Winter Soldier was very good. I did watch that. That's just still when I was watching
I
the
liked
Marvel
Winter
stuff.
Soldier.
No, Winter Soldier, the movie's good.
No, he's talking about
Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was all right. It wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad.
I like the
but
trilogy.
It didn't do. Yeah, no, again, the Captain America trilogy is actually a very movie trilogy.
Yeah, I love it.
All three of them. I'll check it out. During the break and judge. I will say this. Gladiator 2. Love that trailer. I'm hyped. And it's funny because at first I was like, my initial instinct was like, why would you need a Gladiator 2? And then I'm like, oh, wait.
Lucius.
You could make as many Gladiator movies as you wanted. Like, I am surprised that they're continuing the story, but actually, like, Gladiator stories, like, lend themselves to multiple movies better than anything.
I saw somebody say, why in the world do we need a Gladiator? There's water at the bottom of the Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Water battles in the Coliseum. I mean, yes. I've always read about them, and now we're going to kind of get to see them. It's like time travel. I'm freaking excited, dude. When that shark comes in. All right, more OTB. Joe Sloan next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. You need steel, you need purlin, tubing, steel building, sheet metal, any steel accessories. It's all there at Community Steel Company in Gonzales, Louisiana. Live and local sales team, okay? Back in the day, before Community Steel, you'd have all these national companies taking advantage because they could. There weren't other options. So they could upcharge you. They're middlemen, jacking up the price. Not the case at Community Steel, where it goes straight from the wholesaler to their machines to you, okay? So any steel needs, you already know where it is. It's Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Go to that website today. Top right corner of the website, click on Community Steel because, well, they're waiting on you. They want you to come see the showroom, see what they can do for you. But if you can't get there today, that's okay. Throughout the state of Louisiana, pick up the phone, give them a call, tell them what you're looking for at 225-647-2020.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Friday, July 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour 3 of today's show, LSU co-offensive coordinator Joe Sloan hops on, and we'll finish out the hour with some champagne shenanigans. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, Hour 3. Weekend about to crank up, and let's kick off Hour 3 in the best possible way. We're talking to the quarterback whisperer himself, Coach Joe Sloan, now LSU OC. Coach Sloan, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
What's happening, T-Bob? Jacob, you're over there too, I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about fullbacks. He said quarterback whisperer. I'm going to talk about fullbacks maybe a little bit later on, Joe.
Why in the world, when we have such a good guest on, would you waste any amount of time that we have talking about fullbacks?
Because
they
life
don't
needs
exist.
Grit.
Get over it.
It needs grit.
Give it up. It's done. You can find grit in other ways. Just motion in a tight end or something and let him go lead the way.
Can we at least call it an F?
Whatever. If that makes you feel better, we can call it F.
Okay, thank you.
Coach Sloan, what's going on, man? How are we feeling today? How does are you starting to get a little like? Is this the kind of the calm before the season storm for y'all? Not to say that y'all always aren't like super busy, but how are you emotionally, mentally right now on July 12th?
No, I'd say it's, I would definitely say it's an opportunity to relax a little bit here and there. I mean, our guys are still working hard in the weight room every day, so trying to stop by the office when we're in town and see them, and recruiting never stops. But it definitely is a different pace than what we're used to, yes.
Coach, one thing that we've been so fascinated by is, we've been kind of covering recruiting a bit more and more on this show, and LSU went from being this quarterback graveyard for decades to now kind of the place to be, right? I mean, obviously Jaden Daniels, the work that you did last year with him, and then you talked to guys like Bryce Underwood, and they're talking about like how like the quotes that they keep going back to. It's any of these big time quarterbacks y'all have had in town, they just keep talking about you and the relationship that they formed with you and the development you had with Jaden Daniels. What are you? How do you form these relationships with these kids that you don't really know when you only kind of get limited time with? Like, how are you able to make such an impact?
Well, obviously, I can't comment on too many specifics on.
No, this is a general.
Guys.
We are not talking about any players specifically. This is just like a general. I have a top flight recruit. Here is kind of how. Here's my process.
Yeah, I don't want to have to come work for you guys permanently. But you know what? No, we have unbelievable people in our building, right? So I think when it comes to recruiting any position, it's getting those guys to come over to campus, meet our staff as early as possible, but not just our football staff, but everyone in the weight room, right? The guys in the training room. Jack Marucci, obviously, who's extremely involved with our quarterbacks and just some different things from an analytical side or different teaching tools that we're using, and seeing everything we have to offer. When I first got here, just seeing all the different people we had around the building, and kind of Coach Kelly's philosophy, just a scientific approach, just a data approach in everything that we do from a development standpoint. I wanted to make sure that we did the same thing with quarterbacks specifically. And I think we have a lot of people around our building who are extremely involved with our quarterbacks in different ways that lend to their expertise, helping our guys to the best, to be the best they can be. And we just try to show guys when they come on campus, recruits when they come on campus, we try to show them that kind of plan, what we teach. And then I think we have an unbelievable scheme that challenges the quarterback and puts them in a position to not only, right, obviously achieve unbelievable things while they're in college, but get them prepared for the next level too.
Coach, I want to talk about your quarterback who is a unicorn in Garrett Nussmeier. I say unicorn because nobody waits around anymore. Nobody sits there behind really good quarterbacks and waits their turn, and knowing that they're also a really good player, and also knowing that when they've gotten some time on the field, they've actually played really well. What was it like getting a chance to work with him as the starter for that bowl game, and what have you seen from Nuss, being where he was this backup but was the ultimate teammate, and now this is actually his team, his offense, he's the leader?
Yeah, I think, obviously the biggest thing is, and I think in the quarterback room you can do this, you really got to individualize the coaching in terms of what every guy needs, because everybody's so different, right? Yeah. How they think, their emotions, right? Who they are as a person, their strengths physically, all those different things. So I think what we've been able to do a really good job of here, Coach Kelly and some of the other people that have worked with the quarterbacks, is really having a plan for each one to make them, continue to develop and be their absolute best. And I think that's what Garrett really felt over the last couple of years, is we were able to really set a plan for him and maybe be a mirror for him to where he can have a good vision of himself and what he needed to improve on. And I think he's done an unbelievable job of attacking that. But obviously once, probably in the bowl game and then into spring ball, the mindset changes a little bit, right? Because you're not sitting there, your role changes, right?
Yeah, you're the man.
I think what I was really proud of Garrett is I watched him and he didn't go force anything. He worked. He's trying to follow his process and trying to be a leader, but doing it organically and right, and just coming in and doing it out of consistency, and trying to develop relationships with his teammates and be there for those guys. So that's what I've been probably the most proud of.
We're talking to Coach Joe Sloan here on Off the Bench. Coach, co-OCs, yourself, Cortez Hankton, outside looking in, it's always interesting to kind of parse like how that workflow and relationship and everything works. How has it been kind of creating this new hierarchy over this offseason?
Even going back the last couple of years, we've had just an excellent offensive staff who's worked together extremely well. Yeah. So many smart people in the room. And what we try to do is really take all those ideas and put them together to where it fits us best, right? And give our guys the best chance to succeed. And that's what we're going to continue to do, right? And Cortez had that same, you're seeing a lot of the different things and his work in the past 2 years, right? When you cut on Tiger football on Saturday, when you're in Tiger Stadium, right? So yeah, those things aren't going to change, right? But I mean, when it comes to Cortez and Brad Davis and Frank Wilson and Slade Nagel now, and then all the different guys from an analyst perspective who we have in the room, we have so many great minds. And what we want to do is use those, use their strengths, use their experiences, use their intelligence, right? And we want to have great conversations and make decisions that we can put the best system together that fits our guys at the time and put them in a position to go out and be explosive and attack people. And that's what we've done, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Coach, which position group maybe as you head into fall camp are you most excited maybe to see some of the competition? Because there's a lot of veterans returning on this offense, as we know, so maybe not as many open positions, but what's a group you're looking forward to seeing how it all plays out, maybe how those players compete to go get their spot?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I'm most looking forward to seeing our offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
not from the necessarily the competition standpoint that you asked about, but just in terms of we want to be offensive line driven. We want to start from the inside out. We want to be a physical football team on offense. That's what wins championships. And I think the culture in our offensive line room and the way that those guys have really come together over the last couple of years and created that mindset and created that consistency. Their approach has been unbelievable. And watching them this summer, the spring, the summer, and just how they continue to take it to the next level. And I think they're fostering the growth of the young guys behind them, right? Because we need some of that. We're going to need some of those guys too, right? We're going to need different guys to step into roles that maybe you wouldn't anticipate. So I think that room's been obviously really awesome to watch over the last year, right? And what Brad's done with that room. But there's so many competitions in so many different rooms. I mean, I'm excited about watching some of the young tight ends, right? And obviously, I think Mason's really done a great job attacking what he needed to attack this offseason and to make the improvements, right, for him to take his game to the next level. Then you watch some of the young guys we have in that room and just their talent. Running back, some of Caden Durham has just been flashing in the weight room this summer and how he runs. I mean, and obviously the different guys we saw this offseason in spring ball. So, we know about Caleb Jackson, we know about Josh, we know those different things, right? But there's going to be competition at different spots. But I'd have to say, I'm excited to watch a lot of these guys and just how they continue to take the next steps. But I think we always are going to start, whether it's now or whether it's in the future. We're always going to start with the offensive line.
Coach, play calling is such a kind of arcane thing, I think, to all of us who just sit here and kind of consume and watch the game, right? Like, rare is the time when people really sit down and try to imagine what it would feel like to call plays, the rhythm of it, the speed at which everything moves, having to be so aware of the scenario, thinking 2-3 plays ahead. I honestly, quite frankly, I have no idea what that feels like. How do you approach play calling as a skill, trying to develop it? What's your kind of process?
That's a good question. I think a lot of play calling is preparation during the week, right? When we sit down and we game plan opponents, so much of it is situational. And when we get to those situations, these are the plays that our guys gives our guys the best chance to go execute and perform. Right, so we're gonna stick to that. And there definitely is a rhythm to it, right? And there's a feel and some adjustment, and a lot of times maybe we need to pick up the pace because we're dragging a little bit, or maybe the D coordinator is able to get to maybe getting a beat on some things, right? So we need to adjust with tempo, but we're going to be able to do that. We're going to be able to attack operationally, which I think you saw speed up a little bit in the bowl game, and I think it helped. It helped us, but I don't necessarily. I think a lot of times people talk all about the plays. It's also how you're running the plays, and then how your quarterback and how your different guys are, how you're able to make those adjustments. But so much of it is done in preparation throughout the week. You spend hours up there, right? Hours putting the game plan together. And you got to put it together in a way so when you get to those situations, you already know what the best call is for us to go execute and be successful.
Coach, one big change that is coming this season that I think most of us would have loved to be around in our day is you got in-helmet communication, and I believe you have tablets on the sideline, right? Like I think you'll be able to see the film actually of what just went down on the sideline. I feel like that's kind of going to be huge. How do you feel as a coach who's got to communicate those responsibilities to your players?
Well, I think it's massive. I mean, one, let's talk about the tablets a little bit. But, if something happens right? And both of you guys know this. You come off the sideline and coach is sitting there saying, well, hey, we saw this from the box. What did you guys see?
Yeah.
Hey, right, what was that stunt? Hey, was he a shade? Was he a 2-eye? Right, what was he? So a lot of that that communication gets streamlined pretty quick, right?
Yes.
When
Yes,
we
thank
pull it
God.
up, and we don't have to sit there and try to guess back and forth and have those conversations. It's immediate, right? You can get exact information back to the detail, right, through the video. So that's going to be really good. But I think, again, you got to let the guys go play, right?
Yeah.
You can't sit there. It's not practice, right? It's not a meeting. You're not trying to have a meeting on the sideline every play. You got to let them go play. You got to let them go attack, man. Right? We don't want to take that aggression out of them, right? By an overcoaching on Saturdays. But it definitely is huge when it comes to adjustments or maybe picking up different blitzes or what they may be trying to attack and how we want to adjust maybe our run game or run plan attack. From series to series. Now, when it comes to the communication through the earpiece, that's a game changer there.
Really? So that's the even bigger deal to you from a coaching perspective.
I would say they're both huge, just in different ways.
Yeah.
I think that everyone's going to use the tablets very similar, right? I mean, everybody's going to go to the sideline. They're going to look back through. I think probably the only thing that's going to be is how much do you want to coach mid-game, right? And you don't want to have a little bit of paralysis by analysis. You don't want to create that. But when it comes to the earpiece, I think people are going to do different things, and you're going to see a lot of people make different decisions. Some people get to you'll see some huddling, you'll see some different tempos, right? You'll see some different things where you communicate to the quarterback, just through that, right? He handles things on the field. I mean, I think there's so many. It just opens up a whole new box of possibilities from that operational perspective that we were talking about, right? I think you can even go fast. I know they did it. Whatever. I think you can go faster if you want to, right? I think you're going to see some tempo teams who can go even faster. Right? So, yeah, I mean, it just eliminates, right, when the quarterback can talk to the offensive line while everybody else is getting the signal. It eliminates a lot of it eliminates a couple seconds, right? And 2 to 3 seconds over 60 minutes is a long time. So, it's been unique, and I think we'll use it in different ways. We have a few different things, but I think it's been huge. And being able to be in the quarterback's ear and maybe remind him of a situation here and there just helps him be a smarter football player. Yeah. Again, we don't want to sit there and overcoach or overtalk on that, right? The guys in the NFL, we've called a few different people who are used to it, right? Who have been around it, and I think that's one of the biggest things, right? Is don't overcoach. Let them go play. You prepared them. You put them in a situation. They know how to execute the play. Let them go play, and we'll do that. But you definitely can use it to your advantage on offense. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, Coach, last one for me. You talked about being built from the inside. Obviously with the offensive line, the strength of the team and maybe the best offensive line in the country. And so, like, when you have a situation like that, do you have conversations like, hey, I know in the run game we've been more of an inside zone team, but, hey, with this offensive line, we have to play to our strength. Maybe it's inside zone, outside zone. Maybe it's gap scheme with some power and counter. Maybe we run more duo. Like, do you have those conversations? Maybe it's not what the DNA of the offense was a year ago, but you have such a strength in this offensive line that's athletic, that can do a lot of different things. Do you maybe add some things in the run game because of it?
Yeah, no, I think every year, right, you look and you say, hey, where are our strengths, right? Who are we? And then how can we maintain the integrity of who we are, right, but also play to our strengths? And I think there's no doubt about it. Our offensive line, I let off with it, right? And so did you guys. And, I mean, we can sit here and talk. This whole show could have been about Will Campbell.
Yep. Don't tempt me with a good time, Joe.
DJ, and no doubt, Deli and Miles, and then all the young guys, right? I mean, it could have been about that. So there's no doubt we're going to play to that, right? We're going to let those guys be football players, right? We're going to play to their strengths, and we're going to put them in situations to be successful. That's, dude, when we've been recruiting offensive linemen, that's some of the conversations we had to them. Like, hey, when you come here now, you're going to be challenged. You're going to be put in one-on-one pass pro situations. We're going to challenge you, right? That's why we're recruiting you. You're going to be pulling it on the perimeter, right? You're going to be asked to run different schemes. I mean, you're going to do those things. And when we have the guys at those positions who can handle that, we're absolutely going to do that. I think you just goes back and you look at, Malik 2 years ago versus last year, and all the different ways we used him last year, right? It was obvious that he was one of the best football players in the country, right? And so absolutely, we're going to use him accordingly, right? And I think same thing goes this year. You're always going to adapt to who you have and put your guys in the best position to be successful, because they all have extreme talent, right? Or else they wouldn't be at LSU. Now we want to put them in a position to use that for us to be successful, and that's what we're going to do.
LSU co-offensive coordinator, Coach Joe Sloan. Coach, cannot thank you enough for making some time for us. I know y'all's job never ends, so thank you for doing this. Very insightful, sincere answers. Thank you so much, and best of luck with this next month. As I think we're 52 days or 51 days? 51 days away now. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to you. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate y'all.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Coach.
Take it easy, Coach Joe Sloan. All right, when we get back, we can talk about the interview a bit if we want to. More OTB Champagne Shades. It's time. Rivs is here. Let's bust out the drinks. More Off the Bench coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, 225-888-8888. There was a Heisman Trophy for injury attorneys. Bet you Gordon would win. Okay? In fact, that's all LSU's done recently, it feels like, is win, and so much of that is because of the G team. A lot of your favorite athletes supported by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, which is why you should follow them on social media at Get Gordon. Like we mentioned mentioned Flodger, mentioned everybody else today. Like you can watch content with them, like the Grow Up with G series, where they sit down, you kind of get to know them a little bit. The bottom line is, you get in an accident, you need somebody to fight for you. That's Gordon. Follow him today. Get Gordon. Get it done.
Go to the website, getgordon.com, where you can do it all. You can get a consultation set up. You can have a chat right there on the website. So many different things. At Get Gordon's always going to be the handle on all major social media. See what they're doing in the community. And then if you want to call them, pick up the phone. Your area code in Louisiana, follow by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be, where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Finally, the Riot Radio Hours return. Terrio's in studio. We'll send you into the weekend with a little fun. 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off with your head. Dance till you're dead. Head to roll. Head to roll. Head to roll. On the floor.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Kyle DeVille says, T-Bob, what tells you his win-loss to make the playoffs? Gulf South says, T-Bob's as anti-homer as they come. Thank you. I love it, dude. You're right. I've never pumped sunshine. He has LSU losing 5 games, dropping out the top 25. No, I'm again, I actually think it's 10-2, but I think I'm a homer, so I bump myself down to 9-3, but whatever. Rivs, what's up? How we feeling?
That was very confusing. I forgot that it's the second segment, and so I was waiting for Taylor to do the intro.
Oh, yeah, no, we just skipped right over
I was
him.
like, why did you just come in so hot like that?
Yeah, screw you, Taylor. Less time Taylor's talking on air, the better. Did you
I did not. You just poured yourself some, and then
oh my God. Okay.
you just
relax.
But really, like, just a quick note. First time I've seen Alondra since the new cut.
Yep, bangs
it looks
look great.
very good.
Thank you. Bangs look
It looks
great.
so good. See, I
them.
see people do the bang thing, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should do the bang thing. And then I do the bang thing, and it's dumb.
Well, you wore that wig.
I did.
And I was like, I feel like you should get bangs. But I was already thinking about
Your hair
getting
is
them.
thicker than mine, though. My hair's not. It's
yeah.
Is that the key to bangs? Thickness of follicles?
I think if your hair is fine, the
you got
bangs
some
are just kind of
follicly thick
scraggly.
hair, girl.
Yeah.
They're just kind of
I
scraggly.
do. It took 5.5 hours for her to do my hair.
5.5 hours?
See, like that would.
How
I don't
bad
have
do
that.
you want it, and what are you willing to sacrifice to get it?
Well, you're
Tommy
willing to
Moffitt
sacrifice
said it.
5.5
Forged in the
hours.
fire right there.
Damn.
But it looks
I could've done that
incredible.
for you in like
Thank you.
20
It
minutes.
looks incredible.
Would it have looked like that? Nah, but we'd have got it done.
Wasted my whole
20 minutes.
We'd have
dude.
got it
We
done.
I
got
wouldn't
it
say
done.
waste, but my whole Saturday was in.
But
that
you know
chair.
what? It looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
So by the end of it, you had the Sunday scaries?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. And that was the same day I went to that bounce party. So,
The lock-in.
Bailey, welcome back. Bailey, intern, back here. Do you have a slang word for all of us old people to try to make us sound cool?
Okay, so like I say ick a lot.
Okay.
But like recently I've been hearing like type shit
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. Wait. So ick is that like gross? I'm guessing.
Wait, you don't know what ick is?
Yeah.
Like ick? No, like
Like-
ick,
like I got the ick,
I got
like-
the ick.
yeah.
Like it makes me feel bad.
Like you do something and it gives me the
it
ick.
makes
Yeah.
me feel a little
You not
anxious.
seen the things on the internet where it's like women talking about things men do to give them the
that
ick?
gives you the ick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Give me an example of something a man would do to give you the ick.
I saw a funny one the other day. It was like a woman talking about seeing her boyfriend for the first time, like walking into the ocean and the way that he reacted to the waves crashing on him. Like
He's kind of
it just-
like
it gave her the-
ungainly,
yeah, it gave
little
her the ick.
awkward, a little uncoordinated.
I'm trying to think of something that would give me the ick.
I don't know of many things.
the way people chew their food sometimes, and I can like hear it, and the way their
yeah.
mouth moves gives me the ick.
All right, here we go, T-Bob. The way Mickey Loomis chews his gum
Oh,
gives
that's
me
a
the
good
ick.
Yeah.
Major ick.
Okay.
That's a
Now I'm
very
getting it.
good
I'm starting to understand. What would a woman do that would give me that?
When people start talking blue chip ratio, I get the ick.
That is true, which is absurd. Exactly.
I
Yes.
don't. You always do that. Like that's absurd to you, and I know it's probably absurd, but it's absurd to you, not me.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That's
things
what
that
I'm
you do
saying,
that are
though.
absurd, but I'm like, you know what, T-Bob? You live your life.
Yeah, but I am laced with absurdity. Like through
I
my
know.
DNA.
We talked about
like,
it earlier
like it's like
with
all
your
throughout my
non-feet
body.
washing.
Yeah. Do you wash your feet?
No.
Is that too forward?
No, I don't. Okay, we've talked about this before.
It doesn't give me
I'm
the
about to say
I don't
something out
wash my
loud that
feet
people
either.
are not going to like.
I don't wash my
Because
feet either.
I've said this before and people did not like it,
This is
and it's
insane.
fine. But I don't technically, I guess, wash my legs either. Like, I just let the soap run down. We have talked about this. We've talked about this.
But how far down your legs? I go
All
right
right,
below
I feel
my
like-
knee.
let's get back to it.
No, like
I
my
go
knee.
right below my
this is-
knee.
It's only sexual if you're making it that way.
No, I'm not making it
Oh.
sexual. I'm saying, how far down your legs are you going? Are
Where I
you
can
going
reach,
to your
where
knee?
I can reach my knee.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, then we're about the same. We're about the same.
And
I
then
thought
I
you
just
were
let the
talking about.
water like run down
I
the
thought
rest
you were talking
of
about
me,
cutting
you
off
know?
at the waist, and I'm saying
Oh,
that might be
no.
a bit aggressive for me. I mean, your hands are right there
No,
anyway.
if I'm not gonna like
You
do
might
any
as well
extra
give your
work. I'm
thighs.
not gonna do any work.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what's the poll say?
Yeah, so right now it's at 71% do wash their feet.
Lie.
28%
That just feels
do
like a
not.
lot.
That's a
work.
lie, dude. I feel like we got a lot of
but why
liars
would
out
you
there.
lie?
You're like
an
in the shower.
anonymous
You're
poll.
like picking your foot up.
I
and,
know.
like,
I'm gonna fall
scrubbing.
over and bust my head open.
Doing.
Pick your foot up. You teach workout classes.
And not because it's hard. It's not because I can't.
T-Bob, you do workouts every day.
It is kind of hard for me, though.
No, it has no. I can lift my foot up. It's that like, why would I?
Yeah, what if you
Like,
fall,
what-
too?
It gives me the ick that T-Bob doesn't wash his feet.
I will say that my feet in general do give the ick.
Ugh.
That is
I don't even
that
want to
is
look
fair.
at them.
That is fair.
They're
You
not
wanna see
pretty.
it? You wanna
But
see
you know
these
what?
dogs?
Okay. You can hide them.
What?
Y'all ever seen like when Shaq posts a picture of his
Yeah,
feet?
yeah. I'm
I've
not
seen
that
that.
bad. I'm
It
not that
is.
bad, but he's up there with Big Black as like the
Like,
worst feet I think
a
I've
man
ever
that
seen.
has so much money, like
He talks about how he tips. He
Dude.
goes to get pedicures.
He gets pedicures all
and
the time. What do you want
and
him
he
to
talks
do?
about how he tips the people like aggressive amounts of money.
Oh, Taylor, I'm sorry that your feet don't have to deal with 7 feet and 300 pounds of muscle walking around on them all the time. God forbid my guy's feet get a little damaged in the process, okay? They're freaking supporting like a Lehman Russ tank.
you don't have to be sorry, dude.
Russ.
I'm
I'm
I,
the
think
only
that's actually,
person.
I don't even think that's a real life tank. I think I just named a Warhammer 40K tank.
I've seen, yeah.
Look at them things. Look at them things.
Why would we put that on the TV?
I have the ick. I get it now, Bailey.
Oh.
My eyes.
I get it now. Damn, that big toe is going through some things, dude.
He's going through some
Trials and tribulations, to say the least.
Wait, wait, put that down.
Put it away,
Oh my
dude.
God, where'd it
Put
go?
away.
Where does toenail go?
Look, yeah, the toenail to toe ratio on the big
No.
toe.
It's a
is
dot.
just
I
Where's
can't
it
even
at?
look at it.
Oh my.
I will vomit right
Are
now.
his shoes too tiny? Why does his big toe curl in like that?
Ugh.
Is he like one of the? He's like a Chinese
Take it
woman that they're trying to
off.
make his feet smaller and smaller.
Take it off.
Maybe because his feet were so big, then for so long they didn't like. Before he was rich, he had to shove his feet into shoes that didn't fit because they
Actually-
don't make shoes that
Chinese-
big.
like
Actually,
it's
true.
a foot width thing, maybe. Like his
Yeah.
foot's so
He
wide.
had to,
that
like,
it's kinda,
yeah.
Actually, probably
All right.
true.
like the Chinese back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Chinese foot binding.
It was so like I saw pictures of that and it looks so disgusting.
See, all y'all make fun of me, and that's what happened to me. My parents are very backwards, and they feet binded me. And so that's why I ended up with his tiny feet. And so really, y'all are just making
Is
fun
that what
of
happened?
y'all are making fun of my trauma, and that's pretty
Yeah,
messed
your
up,
NFL dad didn't have money to
What
buy
happened
you
to your
shoes.
hands?
No, he wanted me to have tiny petite feet because in Cajun culture, it's a sign of beauty.
Did he bind
And
your
so,
hands?
no, he did not bind my hands.
So that's just, they're just
my
small.
hands are
They're
fine.
just
They're
small.
9 inches. They're not small. They're objectively not small.
Proportionally?
Nope, not proportionally
They're
either. Go
small.
look at NFL
Yeah.
combine hand sizes. I'm fine.
Bilbo's correct. Shaq just has a cone. It's just a cone of a foot. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be. I mean, shoes just don't fit. They never
They
fit
just
growing up.
don't
I
So
as a
nasty.
working
Okay,
theory, I think
stop
stop
putting the
Taylor. If
picture
you
up.
put
You
the
have to
picture
stop.
back
Oh my
on the
God.
screen,
Like, can you even take it off the
Look at
preview?
you're
Taylor,
going to be
he's so
kicked
pleased
out
with
of
himself.
studio.
He's so pleased with himself.
All right, when we
Take it
get
off the
back, we
preview.
got a little Kiss, Marry, Kill game to play. We got some gaslighting stuff. We got SEC Media Days coming up around the corner. The whole squad's about to go, so keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Coleman Roof. Go to colemanroof.com today. Coleman Roof and Construction is your most complete, your most reliable, and your most respected roofing company. It is a business that I love partnering with. I've loved getting to know the guys and the culture they're in, right? I was actually talking some business philosophy last night. Not to brag, guys. Pretty high-minded stuff. But I would say that that culture, right? How do you treat your employees? What's their satisfaction level? How do they treat the customers? It's passed on, right? Well, Coleman gets 10 out of 10 marks. in all of these areas, right? And it's why they've had so much success through the years. It's how they can handle any size project, commercial, residential, anywhere in the state of Louisiana. It's why they do not just the roofing, but the construction as well. That's ColemanRoof.com.
Yeah, go to the website today. You find that contact information throughout the state of Louisiana. Wherever you're listening to us, they can help you out, commercial or residential. Go to the website to find that information at ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime.
Sandgriff joined me and Jimmy out for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall and Troy Macker will join us, and we'll get you ready for the weekend. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Crush a bit, little bit, roll it up.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 11:30 The Tiger.
Is this Mike Gundy's song? Kiss, marry, kill.
We're going to do the other thing first. Because I feel
raw
like
dogging thing?
Yeah, I just said before we came on. I was like, let's do the British thing.
Okay. Hit me with the British.
So you'll need to play the video, which is the link. Yeah. I just feel like this is so appropriate. Like, imagine the British people not gaslighting somebody into something.
Is this feels tinged with a little bit of royal drama in the gaslighting thing here? No. Is this about the East India Trade Company taking over India?
It's not, but a lot of ways people have gaslit us.
All right,
So
let's
go
see
ahead.
this.
British lady. Did you know the word soccer was actually coined by none other than the English? Are you prepared for the etymological history of the word soccer? Yes, I am, but I'm mad about it. We English, we love shortening words.
We do. Yeah.
Unnecessarily. So let me take you back to the 1800s. Association football, as it was called, was shortened to just ASSOC. So people start saying ASOC. And in the late 1800s in England, particularly in Oxford, there was a fad of adding the word to the end of some words. Thus, soccer was born here in England. It was about this same time, so in the 1800s, that football, as we know it, was growing in popularity across the pond. Already in America, though, was the popular sport American football. That already existed. So the term soccer was adopted because they were like, that makes sense. But then we dropped the term. We dropped the slang term soccer. We stopped using it in the mid-20th century and we started saying football again, but nobody told the Americans. So we spread it over there. We changed the rules. We didn't tell them, and now we laugh at them when they call it soccer. So there you go.
Well, that's thoroughly unpleasant. Would you?
I could listen to those two talk about anything forever. That's thoroughly unpleasant.
That's thoroughly unpleasant.
Damn, they incepted us.
Yeah, a lot of soccer pundits talk about that all the time.
They tricked us. They got us good.
They done sold us. I mean, damn. As if we didn't have enough animus against England. No taxation without representation. Now you're trying to play us and act like we're the idiots when you're the ones that called it soccer originally. I learned something new today.
Yep, I know. I was hoping that you had not heard that. I
never
figured
heard
Jake
that.
knew, but
I literally told T-Bob that story like 2 weeks ago, and he does not
That
listen
is
to me.
not true. I have never heard the
I
never heard the
swear-
association soccer thing in
I
my
swear on
entire
my
life.
children that you nodded your head when I told you.
Does anybody remember Jake telling us the etymology of soccer?
I wasn't here last week.
I mean, when was this? Was this
Jacob Beck was here because he was like agreeing with
Then
me
it must
with
have been.
whatever I was saying whenever
Must have
he
been
was
Monday.
here.
He was here Monday. So
either way, it's very interesting.
I don't think that's true. Alvo Marzawanian says they put beans on their toast. What else needs to be said? I think beans on toast probably taste pretty good.
I mean, beans on almost anything.
Yeah, I mean, I
do
used to
that.
eat that as a kid.
I like toast and I like beans.
Yeah.
Like a lot of different
Refried
beans.
beans,
I mean, I'm
but-
like Bubba Gump listing off shrimp when it comes to beans.
Yeah.
Give me Joe
Pinto,
LeBlanc says Jake said
Navy.
that story earlier, roughly. Okay, maybe he did. Maybe he
Dang,
did,
got
but-
him.
Thank you.
Got him.
I
Maybe he
wasn't
did.
here, but
This is kind of funny. Bilbo says, imagine colonizing all these foreign lands for their spices just to never use the spices. There is some sort of deep irony in there for sure. All right. Kiss, marry, kill. Lake house, river house, beach house. Obviously, I'm going to marry the lake.
You are obviously marrying the lake.
And there's nothing better than a little beach fling. So I'm going to kiss that beach and I'll kill the river house.
I'm with you.
I was thinking about this because everything about me screams, I just love the beach. Like, I do love the beach. But then I just started thinking about all the different houses and things you do at them. And I couldn't really think of a whole lot of negatives about river and lake houses. I can't think of any negatives. But if we're talking beach, there's a lot that you got to do before you even get in your house.
Oh, God, I dread.
You have to, all the sand off your body. Like, you have to carry all the stuff
As
to
a
the
dad,
house.
I dread the wagon. I dread the dragging of the wagon and the tent.
There's
the
more to these
toys.
houses than just where you're
The
located.
juice is worth the squeeze.
It is. Once you're set up, you feel
so
great.
worth
Sure.
the
You feel
I
great.
think that, but I think that, like, we're talking houses, we're talking beach house, lake house, river house. I think there's more to the house than just being at the beach. So, like, because of all of that, I think I gotta kill beach house.
No.
I think I do,
That's
and I
crazy.
think I gotta. I
Ain't
think
no
I
way.
have to. I think I have to marry lake house, and
I'm marrying the beach.
I know you are. You love it.
no,
love it.
I look. I love the beach. I know you go a lot too. I've gone several times a year my whole life. I love the beach. I will always do that. But if we're just talking about hanging out at houses, beach house takes the most work. And I think that you can get some of those same vibes at a river. So you're sitting by a river, especially if you've got a beach area.
I feel like to be a true river, you got to be a little bit more of an outdoorsman. Rivers
Really?
normally, I feel like
There's
you're
not
gonna
as
find a
much
little better,
boating events in a
a
river
little better
because
fishing.
it's a little rougher.
Yeah, you might be.
People are floating their tubes. I mean, have you never floated down a river?
I've-
It
I've-
feels
yeah.
very beach. It feels more. It feels
But
a
if
lot
it's
less
a rough-
sportsman than beach.
Like you get in the Red River, Mississippi River, you can get in a bind.
Yeah, I'm talking about,
We used to go tiki tubing all the time in
those people
college.
are not outdoorsmen.
No. But also, I wouldn't want a house on the tiki tubing route.
Yeah, for sure. But okay.
I don't need drunk college kids floating by my home 24/7,
I don't even know
annoying
if
the
you can
crap
really
out of
tiki tube
me.
as much anymore. I think they shut the one down in
Because
Louisiana.
it's incredibly
Yeah, it's
dangerous.
dangerous.
A lot of
So
people die.
somebody bought it. It was tiki tubing out in like the Denham area. They're trying to reopen it under new
okay.
ownership.
Yeah. People kept dying.
At one time I lost my tiki tube. I lost my tube. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Halfway through, and I just like crawled and swam on my belly for the last like mile and a half, just so drunk. I gotta make it out this river, and then finally made it.
But that's to say, like, I don't hate beach houses. Obviously, I love the beach. If we're just talking about being at a river, being at a beach, being at a lake, I'm always going to pick beach, but it's not that. It's the house.
It's
the being like in the location.
Do you think the fact that it's a river makes you biased?
Good one. You got me.
I mean, dude. Chat was saying, it's right there. It's right there in front of us.
In my whole 36 years of being alive, I've never heard a joke like that.
What's the most interesting body of water anybody's ever tried to use in a joke with you?
I think Tributary is probably my favorite.
Who made that joke?
Not you.
I think I did.
I mean, you might have made it, but you are not the first to
Yeah,
make
but
it.
I didn't hear that other guy do it. So I think I made the first Tributaries joke.
To be fair, you kind of block us out
to be
sometimes.
clear.
I mean, we've learned that in this segment.
Wow, dude, you didn't. Okay, look, I don't remember you telling me the etymology of
Sorry,
something.
I brought it up.
I don't know what to tell you. Coming up next here on OTB, let's close out a little Ask the Bench. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. You go to Central Plumbing today. Look, 24/7 emergency service. They got a massive fleet, so they're always there when you need them. They can cover whatever job you need. They got 50 years of experience, a licensed, bonded, and insured. They send you information ahead of time about who's coming into your home. They have great warranty once the work is done. Just the experience speaks for itself, man. How do you grow as consistently as you do over 50 years? It's because your customers are satisfied. Okay, that's how you stand the test of time. So go with the experts for any plumbing problems that you have. CentralPlumbing.org.
You can go to the website today and also take a look at what they can do in the remodel game at your home or your business. And if you're looking for a new shower, new tub, new vanity, new anything, they can take care of that. But even if you own a big business and you want a total rehaul of what you've got going on, multiple restrooms, they can do that as well. 225-925-8552.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. My final predictions on the MLB draft to come. And Preston Guy talking Tiger football. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Whoa. Big news, guys. Thank you, Bilbo. This is just a heads up, y'all. USPS postage price going up on July 14th. Buy a ton of stamps now.
How much are they now?
68 cents to 73 cents.
That's ridiculous. That is an outrage.
Get in now. Yes, I know how to mail a letter. That's ridiculous.
I thought that was one of the things you didn't know how to do.
He learned recently.
You put the address in the middle, you put the stamp in the top right, and the return address in the top left.
He recently learned.
What are you going to do? That's easy money, dude. That's easy. Who doesn't know how to mail a letter?
Again.
My kids also learned how to do that. My kids learned how to do that. They took a field trip to the post office this year as a 5-year-old. So
Might as well have
you
been going
and my
to a
5-year-old
museum.
learned in the same year. In the same year.
Did you bring them to the fax machine store next?
Oh, good one. Do you know who
Fax machine still
Do you know
like
who exclusively
Marvel.
sends faxes?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Who?
Dolly Parton.
That was like her technological cutoff.
Miley Cyrus has like a story where she's like, this is for real. When I communicate with Dolly, I have a fax machine
Yeah.
because she faxes me letters.
Hell yeah.
That's how she communicates.
Look, if Dolly wants to communicate
Dolly
with you, you
can- yeah, I'm
communicate
about
with
to
her however she wants to communicate.
She can do it however she wants. If you need AC heating or electrical needs, go to AgTemp Baton Rouge, AgTempBR.com. Y'all go look at the online reviews for AgTemp. They're saying their core ethos, their guiding light is service to the highest degree. And when you look at the reviews, thousands of reviews, a 4.9 out of 5 on Google. That ain't by accident, y'all. That's because that service to the highest degree, they embody it. They strive for it every single day. AC, heat, and electrical. What if you need a whole home generator for storm season, protect you and your family? Get that free estimate. They come into your home, tell you everything's going to work. It's AgTemp Baton Rouge, AgTempBR.com. Time for a little Ask the Bench, brought by Cold Cruise Life. Zero Tulsa Blue Moon Light Sky City Sweet. Favorite Gulf Coast state outside of Louisiana?
Wait, what did you ask?
Favorite Gulf Coast state outside of Louisiana?
I mean, what are our options are
Would it be like
Florida,
Florida,
and
Mississippi?
Mississippi.
Florida,
Alabama?
Mississippi, Alabama.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't think of Florida as Gulf Coast.
It's kind of its own thing.
Panhandle,
The
the
Part
panhandle
the
is.
panhandle,
I
I would say, is Gulf
Yeah.
Coast. Yeah.
If I'm
Not Miami.
If I'm
No.
yeah, but I still don't think I think about Gulf Coast as just being Alabama, Mississippi, and I think of Florida as being its own thing.
I'll go.
I mean, I know it's still-
I've had some very good times in Biloxi. I'll go Mississippi, man.
I don't think I've ever really hung out in Biloxi. Really, honestly, never Mississippi.
Yeah.
Gordy, we used to do shows in Biloxi like once every couple of months before
Mhm.
sports betting was legal here. That's about it for me.
The water is very murky. I don't just know if you want to be spending a lot of time. If I'm doing Gulf Coast, I'm in Alabama. But then again, I think of Florida as just like its own thing.
If you wanted to cook hot dogs, would you grill them, boil them, microwave them, or air fry them?
I mean, grilling is elite.
Right?
I
think a better question would be if the
anything-
grill is out of the question, then what are the other ones would you do?
I'm okay with the microwave.
I actually like a boiled dog.
Like a boiled hot dog, yeah.
Funny
I'd
as that
microwave as
sounds.
well.
Yeah.
Air fry, though, is not a bad idea.
That's not a bad
I just
idea.
Never
I've never
done it.
thought
Never
about
done
that.
it. I like to if I'm grilling a dog though, I like to give that little cut down the middle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
give
yeah.
it a little flat, and then, ooh, how good is a good redneck breakfast dog where you cut that thing and fry it up in the sausage pan to where it curls in on itself.
It's kind of like eating fried bologna, which
Ooh. Oh, I love fried. It reminds me exactly of eating fried bologna.
Yeah, bologna on a George Foreman grill. Go to back in
By
college.
the way, Iverstein's has like fire bologna.
Oh, really?
Like actual
Bologna?
like
Yeah.
well like well ingrediented
Yeah.
bologna that is
I love
tasty.
Kind of like Vienna sausages. I know you like Vienna sausages.
Yeah, Vienna
as well.
sausage is great.
I love them.
I guess I pretty much love all meat. Yeah. Ask
I
the
was about to
bench.
say, yeah. Anytime you come in here with like a stomach ache, it's typically because you ate a lot of meat.
You're like one of those girls who's always complaining about their tummy ache.
You mean my wife? She has never eaten anything where she's like, I don't feel good. I'm like, well, because you like whatever. What are you talking about at this point? Like, what are you talking about? Favorite way to eat oysters: raw, char-grilled, or fried?
Char-grilled.
Raw.
Ooh, raw.
If I had to choose one, it would be raw, charbroiled next, then fried.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Same.
Char-grilled.
Charbroiled's great.
I don't
but
like
it's
raw
a little,
oysters.
It's a little
I don't like
much.
the texture of it. It's
Yeah,
too,
eating a raw oyster makes me feel like I'm swallowing just a big glob of spit.
Oh,
It's
really?
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
I can see. The people who don't like raw oysters. That's
Some people
typically
are
it.
into
It's the
that.
texture.
I try though.
Do you like when you eat raw oysters? Do you prefer them on a cracker with a little horseradish or?
I can do like
I can just do straight from the
I usually
shell.
put a little hot sauce on there and just straight from the
Yeah.
shell, but I can enjoy a little delicacy.
Yeah.
Put it on a cracker with some cocktail.
I don't think you're gonna mess it up.
Yeah, I can do that too.
I think if you like raw oysters, you're not gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Are you a glizzy gobbler?
Yeah, I'll
dude.
gobble all the glizzies.
100%.
Every time I go to Costco, what do you think I'm getting on the way out? One of them big old thick glizzies.
Glizzy gobbling queen.
They got good yogurt too at Costco.
They have everything.
Self-serve.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about. Okay, sorry. I was thinking like yogurt, like
Yogurt cups.
yeah, yogurt cups. I was like,
No,
what
I'm
are you
like
talking about here?
self-serve.
Like
You know,
yogurt.
like
I tried to have sex.
is
with
it
a
ice
yogurt
cream or
cup
is
when
it
I was
yogurt?
younger.
Did you?
You would try to do what?
It's yogurt.
Nothing.
Like the
Ask
crushed-
the bench.
the
Younger,
crushed
like
ones?
last year?
Wait, Jake, you're going to like this. Since Sam Wilson, okay, that's Falcon, that's the new Captain America.
Okay.
Since Sam Wilson is from Louisiana in the MCU, and if we look at his age, Jacob Hester might possibly be Captain America's favorite football player.
Dang.
Think about that. The current MCU Captain America may
Could
have
be, maybe.
a Jake Hester number 18 shirt or jersey somewhere in that closet.
I'm going to
Well,
believe he
SpongeBob
does.
was a fan.
Come
yeah,
on, Disney.
SpongeBob was. That was a big win for
Yeah,
you, boy.
that's true, dude. All right, we love you. Hey, next time you hear us, we'll be in Dallas on Monday. See you then.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish.